It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office, back at Division? Yeah, in the office, baby. Going up.
Yeah, that's the way we do it out here on a Friday at Memorial. Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes. There came a little rain, and they closed her down. Not for us.
No, sir, baby.
That's not happening. I wasn't going to have it.
Yep.
I don't care. Cart paths only, whatever. Tropical Storm Jack, Tropical Storm Nicholas, whatever blew through
Doesn't
here.
matter.
Is not going to take us with it. So, Matty, I'm happy to be here with you again. Guys are out on the course.
Yep.
We're no lift clean in place. This is real professional golf today now. No delays in sight, I don't believe. So we're off and running.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back out here. Ponchos are vibed out right now. The umbrellas are here. Hoods are up. But that ain't going to stop the party that we're going to have from noon to 3 today. So, yeah, happy to be back. Unfortunately, Bo and the gang could not do the show. So what we're going to do is hold it down for them and enjoy this 3-hour ride. There's some people out here that don't even care about the rain. I've seen some dudes out here just in straight polos, just taking it on the top of the dome right now. They don't care, AR, but it's another Freaky Friday, man. I'm happy to join you because this is Jack's place. But not only is it Jack's place, it's your place as well with the treatment that you get around here.
Listen, you bailed on an opening picture of the show because for some reason you didn't want to be involved in a promotion of some Dirty Frank's hot dogs that they dropped off, a whole tray of them. Jen and I we're going to partake. I know you don't eat that, but you could have been in the picture.
Well, tell them why I did not.
Well, if you're one of us, you'll take a bite.
The reason why, ladies and gentlemen, I did not partake in this photo is because, again, Anthony Rothman, being the celebrity and the GOAT that he is, has a hot dog named after him at Dirty Frank's called the Roth Dog. So you have to take the picture with your own hot dogs. I have no business being in said picture. It was your time to shine. We can take all the other pictures you want, my guy. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here for the next 3 hours. But when it comes to your property, your name, image, and likeness, you have to take the picture with those hot dogs.
Not true. Cam will have one. Jen will have one. We're all a team out here.
It's not about having the hot dog.
Yeah.
I can't be a part of something that has your own brand on it. There's no ice dogs there at Dirty Frank's. It's the Roth Dog. So you have to take a picture with your own hot dog.
I just thought we were a team, that's all.
We are a team, but I also like to pass you the rock and let you ball and put the spotlight on you when you deserve it.
Doesn't after the so-called player of the game take the picture, the rest of the team comes in and takes another picture?
No.
I saw Connor McDavid with the Western Conference trophy, and then the guy skated over, and they all took a picture.
Is it named
Where are you?
The Connor McDavid trophy, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not.
So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so we've got a tournament going on that seems to be over for a lot of people. And not over as they're not playing, but over in that Scotty Scheffler is putting another stranglehold on this place. -3 through 6 in the rain. He's going to the par 5 7th. He's only 2 back of the leader, Ben Griffin, who will go off at 1 o'clock. Colin Morikawa at 140. He's at -5. They battled last year, so hopefully we'll get that again. This is not a surprise. No one is surprised that Scotty Scheffler is up there. It's just somebody try to at least make it tough on him. That would be nice.
And it's always interesting, right, when you talk about a guy like Ben Griffin, right? You're waking up today, you're feeling good, you had a great round 1, and now you come out to Jack's place and you look at that leaderboard, and guess who's lurking in the weeds? The man himself is creeping up in your rearview mirror, hole by hole by hole. And how do guys handle that? It's always fascinating, especially when you're a guy that isn't used to being the guy. And so his round today is going to be absolutely must-see TV, that being Ben Griffin. But no surprise at all. I went home yesterday, watched the back 9 or the back few holes of Scotty's round, and he's just that guy, man. He's got everything that you could want. It's clicking on all cylinders for him. But that is the fear, if you are in this field, is that this guy is going to catch a rhythm, and it absolutely has been the case today. Scotty Scheffler is in his bag at the moment.
So this is why he is so good. And the fact that Scotty Scheffler shot 2 under yesterday with hitting only 6 fairways out here is more than I can say. This is why he's so good. He only hit 6 fairways in round 1, but he hit 12 greens. So that says a lot about his talent and his strength to recover. He made a couple sand saves as well yesterday. The shot he hit into 14 was amazing. 16 right at it, almost aced the par 3 16th. Great chip off balance at 18 to get up and down for par. So another week, maybe another, I don't know, B-plus performance for him should be plenty. He had probably a C-minus game at Colonial and finished top 5. And so it maybe was a little concerning that he wasn't feeling his best at the Schwab, but he looks perfect now. I think that's the best I can say about him is that this rough is so difficult. In fact, Austin Eckroat came on our show yesterday and said he knew exactly where he hit his ball, and he still couldn't find it. 2.5 minutes he searched, and he knew exactly where it was, and he couldn't find it. And then for Scotty Scheffler to only hit 6 fairways and shoot 2 under is as brilliant as it gets out here.
No doubt about it. You mentioned Scotty and what he was able to do. I didn't hear you mention our winners and who we picked. How are those two guys doing?
They'll be both in the pressure cooker at 1:30.
How's Oberg and our guy Victor Hovland?
Well, here's the funny part.
Yeah.
They're paired together.
Are they really?
I think so.
Okay.
Yesterday when I said
amazing.
they might be paired together.
What time are they teeing off?
I think 1:30-ish.
Okay, here we go. I've got 1:30 for Victor Hovland.
They're both in the pressure cooker for me at 1:15.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, we hit him with the Rothman and ice curse. Yeah. That's just what it is.
Now, Colin Morikawa, who I mentioned yesterday, who I grabbed live at 4.5 to 1.
Oh, look at this. Just more
Roth dogs are coming. How many trays can one man have?
It's amazing.
From Dirty Franks. Those look tremendous.
I love the hat, by the way, that Colorado Rockies hat. I'm in on that.
All right. That. Tell Nick and Bo and the rest of the team that I am pumped. Dirty Franks brings the truck to the Play for Paws outing every year, my outing in August.
Yeah.
And we got a preview right here, and they look delicious. And if you guys don't have one, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Want a dog?
Because I know that this man is just going to waft
at this thing.
And smell like a painting. He'll hang it on a wall.
So what we got here? A little poppy seed bun.
Poppy seed bun, very Chicago style.
Yeah.
Pickle spear, sport peppers.
Some crushed Lay's on this
some
joint?
yellow mustard. And
you want one of these, sir?
Some tomatoes.
Get on in here,
That's
man.
That's a Roth dog.
We're just
right.
Make it rain Roth dogs out here while it's raining.
You came out in the rain, you get a free dog.
There you go,
At least
sir.
until they last.
Have at it.
Yeah.
It's all in the house.
There you go.
There you go.
Maddie won't take a picture with him, but he'll hand them away.
No,
you notice that, Jen?
I'm a man of the people.
He won't take a picture with him, but he's the one that wants to give them away for free.
I am your personal handler. We got to get the merch out.
I thought you said it was NIL.
You know what I'm saying?
Where's the profit?
I don't want a cut of this, okay?
Yeah,
you get all the money still, all right?
There is no money. You're giving them away for free.
Listen, man, these hot dogs do smell incredible.
They're good.
They really do.
Feel free
really
while
good.
they last.
So, yeah, seriously, have one if you want one.
The guy I mentioned, Colin Morikawa, hit 12 of 14 fairways in round 1. So he came one short of the playoff last year with Scotty. He's won on this golf course before.
Yeah.
That was in the COVID year with the Workday Charity Open. That was the COVID fill-in. And it seems like he needed a reset, and he's getting it here. So if we get another Scotty Morikawa Bell
here for it
battle down the stretch, I think I'm here for that. Because those two guys, that would be a little bit of a heavyweight battle.
I'm very interested to see, too, because I brought this guy's name up yesterday in Jordan Spieth, right? And we talked about how hot he was out of the gate as a young lad on the tour. He's at even par today. And I can't wait to see him not climb out of a hole, but see how quickly he can rise up and get in the mix. Because you mentioned Colin, you mentioned Scotty. That's great going into the weekend with the star power that is there. But you get a Jordan Spieth cooked up and rolling into Saturday and Sunday. I think that would be awesome for Jack's Place to have that, because we talked about it last week with no Rory here. It took a little bit of the bite away from the tournament and the energy around here with him winning the Masters. But Jordan can change that and change the energy fairly quickly if he gets going.
So it would be great. It absolutely would be great. Here's my total guess, not on the tournament. And you can tell me whether you agree with this or not. Even people can tweet at me or not. And I know nothing. This is an absolute guess. Way to go, Cam. Way to get one.
Yeah. Hand out these Roth dogs. You
guys
want
like a Roth dog from Dirty Frank's?
We're going Oprah here. You get a hot dog. You get a hot dog. You get a hot dog.
Won't take the picture, but hands them out for nothing. All right.
I'm spreading the brand, okay?
You spread the brand
That's
by
all
being
I'm
in
doing.
the picture. Then share the picture. All right, so here's my theory.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
So we had an unbelievable honoree this year in Barbara Nicholas.
Yes, absolutely.
50th tournament, 50th plane of Memorial.
The queen of this place.
Next year will be the 50th year anniversary of the tournament from 76 to 2026.
Hold on. Run that by me again. Let's rewind that.
Today's the 50th plane.
Okay.
Or this week's the 50th tournament.
Okay.
Next year will be the 50th year anniversary of 76 to 26.
Okay.
See how that works?
Not really.
Okay,
but keep going.
don't
okay.
let your brain.
Math is not my thing,
Okay.
and numbers are not my thing. But go ahead.
From a year standpoint, you'd have
50.
50
lemon line.
So here's my theory, and it's an absolute guess. So I believe the Captain's Club will meet, and you'll find out who's going to be the honoree and all that. Over the next, I would say, 2 years, and next year feels good to me, I think Tiger Woods would be the honoree. Now, when I was asked, when I said this, I had somebody who was involved in the tournament look at me and say, we've never had an honoree that young before.
Okay.
We've never had one as young as he was.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not really thinking about it from his age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it from Jack's. And I said, I want his most decorated champion to be honored here when he is very much involved and the two of them are together. And I'm just putting it out there.
I love this
I think in the
idea,
next year or two, but next year happens to be 50th year anniversary, not the 50th plane. It coincides. It would follow up Barbara Nicholas beautifully, that the most highlighted, decorated champion this tournament has ever seen, and I don't see Tiger playing a lot of PGA Tour events moving forward.
I think he should retire.
Well,
I think he should retire.
He might. Maybe.
The body's cooked.
I mean,
it's cooked, AR. You know it.
Well, I don't know. He's a little bit of Superman every now and then. He could probably climb out on the senior tour and give you 4 rounds.
We're getting a lot of Clark Kent. But your idea is tremendous.
I'm not on the Captain's Club. I'd have to get into Nance's ear and Sean Connery from The Afterlife and see if I'm right about this.
No, I think that would be.
Would he be considered?
He should.
I think I'm the first one that's brought it up.
He should. I love that you put this in the atmosphere. I think you should keep saying it until it gets to the ears and the minds of the people that can make things shake around here. Because
I want them together.
Yeah, 100%.
The two greatest champions in the history of the game.
Let's get it done.
Together here. Mm-hmm. And have it be very present and not some sort of, talking about something in the past.
The math ain't mathing on the 50th anniversary thing that you threw at me, but all in on that right there.
I did lose a few brain cells along the way. But just think of it this way. 1976 was the year they played the first one.
Okay.
And next year will be 2026.
Yeah.
So that's
there we go.
Fitting.
I
know it will be the 51st tournament.
It's weird, but whatever.
I'm just trying to.
Oh, man.
I don't think any of that will get me on the Captain's Club, but if it happens, you heard it here first.
I love it.
All right, we'll come back. We'll hit some hoops today. An NBA star takes offense at a post-game question. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Billy.
Hi, I'm Billy Hatcher, a former professional baseball player, and I'm a patient at Tri-State Men's Health. Before I started the treatment, it was like my body was sore all the time, and I was feeling very, very sluggish. One day, I would be full of energy, and the next day was like, where did all my energy go? And since I've started, my body hasn't felt this good in a long time. I feel like, I'm not 21 to 25 again. It's just been great. I feel very, very comfortable coming here. When you have the energy, it's amazing. You get to do so many other things that you couldn't do prior to that. If you're tired of hurting in the mornings, you want to improve your health, you want to feel better, give a call to Tri-State Men's Health. I promise you, you will feel better.
Thanks, Billy. It's true. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Fans are us when dreams don't get in. Fans are us. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Baths are us. When dreams sunk in, baths are us.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Do your good-looking shoes hurt and you don't want to wear ugly shoes? At the Good Feet store, we can help you wear your heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Common Man here. I want to talk to you about my buddy Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. It's rare that a business comes along and offers you such great quality, service, price. If you or someone you love or like, or even strangers on the street tell you they need a jeweler, tell them you got a guy, and that guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
I'm Bob Capace, and I'm your guy.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. Concerned about your investment's rate of return? Let us show you exactly how your portfolio is performing. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
The Fan at 1460 ESPN Columbus is your radio home for Sunday Night Baseball.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling today at 614-232-2222.
The Fan.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Day 2 of the Memorial Tournament will have rain and even isolated thunderstorms in the forecast. They will be scattered throughout the day. Otherwise, expect cloudy skies and our highs right around 70 degrees. For tonight, chance of showers overnight with lows in the 50s. And for Saturday, looking a lot nicer. We will see mostly sunny skies and our highs, again, right around 70. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice, live from the Memorial.
Come on. Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, back at Memorial. Rain still drizzling, but there's a guy in the house that feels pretty good about his game. Big fan of this kid, 25 years old, a Raleigh kid, UNC grad, played the PGA in his home state, top 10, all that good stuff. And Ryan Gerard is with us. Nice to have you, my man.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Little tidy 3 under 69. I know you gifted one back at 18 there, but just describe. First of all, is this garbage to play in, or for a pro, is this kind of like, hey, if I'm hitting fairways, I can throw some darts into these greens, it's more receptive? Do you prefer a softer course, or is this kind of trashy to play in?
I mean, it's kind of garbage. Everything you do just gets kind of magnified mistake-wise. I feel like a lot of the shots out there are just kind of really difficult, especially at this golf course. And when you get water on the ball or sand or mud or whatever it could be because of the conditions being slightly worse than ideal, everything kind of goes out the window, and you have to be a little bit more careful. And if you hit a bad shot, you're going to be totally screwed.
But good enough that you didn't need lift, clean, place, any of that, or were you on the borderline?
I'm sure some guys are going to be talking about it, but no. For me, selfishly, I'm already in the house. I hope it gets gnarly out there for those guys, and they have a rough one this afternoon. But the lift, clean, and place thing, everyone kind of blows it out of proportion. It's the same thing for every single person that plays. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's bad, and over the course of a year or a couple years or hopefully a career, the breaks will balance out. So that's kind of how you have to look at it.
AR mentioned the PGA and how well you did there, and you playing there in Carolina had to be awesome. Take us through that weekend and how you ended up with such a strong finish.
Yeah, I love the golf course that we played the PGA at. Been fortunate enough to play there a few times throughout growing up, college, and then in the Wells Fargo, or now it's called the Truist, a couple years ago. But was feeling pretty solid about my game. Felt like the course set up well for me. I felt really comfortable, and there were a bunch of people there rooting me on. So it was a fantastic week. I mean, no real complaints. I would have liked to maybe make one or two more putts on the weekend, but it was awesome. It was a great experience, first top 10 in a major, and hopefully something to build on for the rest of the year and kind of the next few years.
So you're a Tar Heel. We are smack dab right here in Columbus in one of the hottest football rivalries with Ohio State and Michigan. Talk to us about that basketball rivalry, Tar Heels, Duke, what that was like being a student and going to some of those games.
Yeah, I mean, it's as I imagine what the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry is. It is just pure competition. I mean, it doesn't matter how bad either one of the teams are. Usually it's a pretty hard-fought, physical game. I mean, the Duke students camp out in tents for months to get a ticket. We're a little bit luckier. Our stadium, our arena's a little nicer, a few more seats. So all the seniors, you get a ticket guaranteed. If you're a senior, you get to go to the home game. But I've been lucky enough to go a couple times, see a couple wins, see a couple losses, and I see the way the guys on the basketball team when they were there at school, how kind of locked in and how competitive they were for those games and how much it meant to them. And it kind of translates a little bit to the other sports, not quite as much, but it always is nice to beat Duke. It doesn't matter what. Yeah.
Ryan Gerard with us, 369 today, definitely in the mix. But the difference between the Ohio State, Michigan, and you guys, you're 10 miles apart. Like, the campuses are so close and on top of each other. Do you get a lot of the wanderers back and forth?
Yeah, you get a little bit of wanderers. I'd say on campus proper and maybe around the campus, you see the right colors kind of aligning themselves. But I actually lived closer to Duke's campus my senior year, just the way the apartment complexes worked and the main road. I was like a 10-minute drive from UNC's campus, probably 8-minute drive from Duke. So it's really cool that they're both in that area. Obviously, great academic institutions, but I like to give the boys in dark blue a hard time.
Love it, man. We got to talk the headline that is your football program and your new head coach in Bill Belichick and his girlfriend. As an alum of that university,
so we didn't lead with this.
How are you feeling about what's out there about Belichick and Jordan Hudson and the football program right now?
You guys are professionals. Just easing me in to say something bad.
Warm them up with some golf questions and then come in with the right hook.
Man.
So I think the Bill Belichick, he is obviously a really good coach. And I think when it comes to pure coaching and getting guys focused and prepared to play games, he's one of the best to ever kind of do it at those specific things. The donor base is super fired up. I'd say the student body is probably really fired up, and you're going to feel that energy and the financial backing that you probably wouldn't have with just another really good candidate coming from another school as an assistant or a head coach. But there's definitely distractions. Like you see the headlines, you see all this stuff, and you're like, man, I can't believe that's going on. But I'd like to think that they have it figured out, and once football season rolls around, it'll be about the wins and losses. But I mean, You never know, man. It is kind of crazy.
Listen, it's getting the brand out there. We just hope it lasts. I mean, there's all this talk about whether he'll even make it to the season, but there was a story that Carolina didn't want her around. Let's try to distance it, and then they quieted that and walked it back. But I will take you back to basketball. You were there for the title, right?
I missed it by a year, so I was a senior in high school, but I got to experience the back end of the title.
17? Or no?
I was there. I graduated high school in 17, so I got there fall of 17. So I saw the run they had to the finals a couple years later. That would have been
Ducks by a point in the Final Four, and then the Zags, I think, in the final.
Yep. And then, it was awesome to see. I had a bunch of friends kind of on that team. Kind of knew the guys that played in the championship game a couple years later, and Coach Williams is like one of the best people in my opinion, like person-wise, but also just coach-wise. And he's great. He's been great to me, and he's been great to all the golfers that come from UNC.
Ryan Gerard with us, 369. First Memorial, which is as impressive as anything, because usually you have to play at this place a lot of times to get some comfort level and feel what it's about, but you're in the mix. So, have you had the milkshake yet, or many?
I have not had the milkshake. That's on the agenda for this afternoon. I've been trying to be on my best behavior. I'm leaving this course basically every day at like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I feel like a milkshake would just kind of ruin the rest of my day. Maybe need a nap and like push dinner pretty late. So we're lucky enough that we got enough hours where I feel like I can afford to take the extra calories and maybe the nap this afternoon. So
you walk 7 miles, Ryan. I mean,
I got my eyes on that Oreo one, man. I don't even want to know how many calories are in that thing.
Don't ask.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Look, that's it.
Just get after it.
Yeah,
just get after your game and how you go about it when it comes to maybe guys that you've watched in the past, or maybe guys on tour right now. Or is there a guy or two where you're like, I want to take a little bit of that, a little bit of this, or is this just you focused on what you can do and you own it?
Yeah, I think obviously like you see certain guys hit certain shots, and you see the way that certain guys play, and it's very impressive.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of highly skilled, highly talented individuals. I'm never going to hit a golf ball like Rory McIlroy is, just from a physical talent and swing standpoint. But you see the way that like Scottie Scheffler manages his game. You see the way he works his irons. Like you see the way that Denny McCarthy putts. Like you see all these things, and it's very impressive. And you try and take little bits and pieces that you think could help you, but you don't really want to get caught looking down the range every single week and trying to copy other guys, because my game was good enough to get me to this point, and I think it can get me further. And once you start kind of tinkering, you kind of lose what makes you good, and you might lose the things that got you to this point. So you kind of want to make sure that you're trying to improve by taking small bits and pieces, but not trying to copy or just totally reinvent the wheel, because it's not easy. These guys are really good, and if you give up a couple advantages, they're going to beat you every week.
I like it.
He's Ryan Gerard, and he is currently tied for 24th here in the middle of the second round, and he is +1 on the tournament. Had a beautiful -3 today, so he's feeling good. We're feeling good in having you, and so no intimidation factor out here. If you're paired with who is the highest ranked guy you have played with?
I played with Scotty a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did that feel?
No, it was awesome. I mean, he's a really nice guy. His caddy, Ted Scott, is the man. The crowds are always kind of on his side, so you kind of get that chip on your shoulder mentality. But no, it's just a lot of extra noise that kind of comes with playing with a guy like him. He's great, and it's not his fault, but once he hits, everyone starts moving, everyone starts talking. They couldn't care less that you're still got a 6-footer, so you just kind of have to really be prepared for it. And you see a few mugshot T-shirts that make you laugh, and you don't want to let the guys know that you're laughing at them, because then they'll start egging you on. But it's fantastic. Those guys are awesome, and you want to play against the best. You want to beat the best. You want to be eventually kind of up there with those names. So you got to get comfortable in those situations.
Good. Is Jordan in the dream foursome? Does he get in there as a top Carolina dude, or are you?
Yeah.
Would you go actor if I could give you and 3 others? Dream
Dream foursome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have the wallet big enough to play Jordan right now.
Okay.
He's got to play for a little action, and his little action might be a little bit more than mine currently. I would say, I'd have to throw my dad in there.
Okay.
A couple other, I'd have to think about it, but there's definitely been a couple people, but I definitely have to throw my dad in there for sure.
Okay. Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young. Are we feeling it?
Maybe like a Luke Kuechly, Greg Olson.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
That
kind of an older school guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Steve Smith plays golf, but I'd love to pick his brain for a little bit. He's
an entertaining cat, to say the least.
He's quite the character.
This is great of you to come over,
Yeah, man, thank you.
especially in this weather and all that. I hope you have a great afternoon, sleep well, get in the mix, have an awesome time this weekend, and we wish you a lot of luck. We'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Ryan Gerard.
Stay dry out there.
Get your
Outstanding.
milkshake, big dog.
Fan interviews for the Memorial, sponsored by First Bank of Central Ohio. He's got an Oreo on his mind, and he'll get one because he deserves it. We're back after this. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot, 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 and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-471-9773. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-471-9773. 800-471-9773. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-471-9773 or biglou.com. That's 800-471-9773 or biglou.com.
97.1 The Fan. Memorial Leaderboard Update.
And it's brought to you by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card. Ben Griffin, your overnight leader at 7 under par, will tee off at 1 o'clock. Griffin's played a lot of golf recently and was asked about his stamina on a tough course like Muirfield Village.
This is nothing. I started out the year playing 13 events in a row. I mean, this is, I think, week 6, and it doesn't feel like much. Honestly, I feel great. I'm excited for the rest of the week. Energy level's obviously high. It's got to be high.
Scotty Scheffler taking advantage of the soggy conditions, 3 under today through 9 to get to -5, tied for second with Colin Morikawa. Morikawa tees off at 1:40 this afternoon. We'll have another report for you next hour, live outside of Muirfield Village. I'm Skip Mossick on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Good afternoon, friends. You're listening to a special edition of Rothman and Ice, live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, that was a fun little impromptu visit with Ryan Gerard.
Yeah.
So we're passing out more Roth dogs.
Oh, God.
Got to get them out of the way of the YouTube camera. We got chips and things, onions on the table here.
Yeah,
that's what we do, though. It's very casual.
Man, we take care of the people.
Yeah, it's kind of a come as you are.
Yeah,
you know,
no
just
doubt. I mean, as long as no kids come up here to ask you for a hot dog, you'd have told them, get the heck out of your face.
There's no dress code here.
We're all good here. We're all good here.
Jockstrap and a sailor cap. You're fine.
Yeah. Ryan Gerard.
Come on in.
Good dude, man. Good dude. Hey, if you ever miss anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up because wherever you get your podcast, all you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the old podcast as well. Our podcast is sponsored by the great folks over at Bet365.
I believe that somebody actually took the bait on the Joe Flacco comment.
Oh.
And I feel like this is more of a win for Joe and that he successfully predicted what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
When he was asked about being a mentor, he said, hey, I know where you're going with this. If I say I don't want to be a mentor, I'm the selfish guy who only thinks about himself and not his teammates.
TLC, do you have that sound? Because I love that Ayers bringing this up, but I would love for the people to hear it because I think that's an important angle in this story because I think you're all over this, AR. You're nailing this, and Flacco being...
Oh, you mean want Flacco first?
Yeah. If you have that, play that first prior to Canty because I love that AR is going down this road because Flacco has been around the block a lot, and he knew when he was asked that question that some people would take the bait no matter which way he answered that thing.
Yeah.
Because it's a good question to bait somebody into answering, and no matter how they answer it, it kind of makes the guy that's answering it look bad. If I say I don't want to be a mentor, I look bad. If I say I do want to be a mentor, then I look like an idiot that doesn't care about being good and playing football. So it's one of those questions that no matter what I say, you guys can write what you want to write about it. And there's a lot of questions like that. That's why you end up having to try to avoid them. I tend to try to be honest. And I've said I'm not a mentor. I play football. And in a quarterback room, there's a lot of times there's been a ton of times where there's learning experiences. And I have a lot of experience and I can talk on things. And hopefully they listen. But it's not necessarily like my job to like make sure they listen to me. And, hey, like hopefully you have a really good relationship with the guys that are in the room. And you naturally want to do that. But that was a long-winded answer, but that's ultimately why I think you guys ask it,
All right, so good. He was honest. We said this yesterday. He's an aging quarterback with a last chance. And I'll tell you what I'm happy to hear of Flacco. He doesn't sound like a guy who just wants to get paid to hang around the game.
No, he's trying to win.
He wants to play. He wants to compete.
Yeah,
so
man.
He's not there to just set an example for the younger guys.
No, and I don't think Kevin Stefanski brought him in to be that either because Kevin Stefanski knows that with this guy under center, our offense can roll. It can absolutely cook. And so you have that response from Joe Flacco. One guy that seemed to take the bait was Chris Canty from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, and here's what he had to say in response to one Joe Flacco.
Is it the job of a veteran player when a young player is brought in, any position, any team, to mentor the young player?
Yes.
Explain what you mean by that.
Because mentoring the young player is only going to make that player better, which thereby makes the team better.
Mm-hmm. Now,
you're only as strong as your weakest link. So the whole point of the exercise is that everybody makes everyone better. That's why you go out there and you practice. You're making each other better. Mm-hmm. It's what you're supposed to do. So you do that with the reps on the practice field with the competition, but you also do that by sharing notes and coaching points in the film room.
Is it different? Question on this.
It's a ridiculous answer from Joe Flacco.
But is it different when there's only one
No,
position?
It's not different.
Meaning
No,
your
it's
position,
not different.
you could play multiple guys.
It's not different because there's no guarantee that Joe Flacco is going to be healthy for 17 games, especially at 40 years old. It's stupid to not consider trying to do everything that you can to coach these other guys up. Nobody is saying that you have to do your job at a lesser level in terms of performing on the field. But if you can happen to impart some wisdom onto those guys who you're spending 12, 14, 16 hours a day with in training camp, then why wouldn't you do that?
Here's where I disagree with Chris Canty. I hear him, but I disagree. Because I think the job that he wants done by Joe Flacco needs to fall at the feet the majority of the time of Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees. The offensive coordinator, the head coach, the mind of all of this, those are the guys that need to have their fingerprints all over the development of Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. And even a branch off of that, to me, is the Myles Garretts of the world in the Denzel Wards of the world and giving them those elite looks from Pro Bowl caliber players and all pro caliber players week in and week out. Joe Flacco is looking at this as maybe his last ride as a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's not going to put down the young guys. He is not going to completely shut those guys out. But I think that's Tommy Rees and Kevin Stefanski's job more than it is Joe Flacco's.
I mean, I thought I heard him say in the comment that it's not like he's going to just stay to himself and not share anything. It's not his number one priority to be the quarterback coach.
Right.
The number one priority for him is to be a competitor in the quarterback race. Mm-hmm. And that's the other way to get guys better, is to make them think that they have to climb over me to get to the starter job.
Yeah.
If you've already kind of gifted this thing to the rookies, which I'm all about the future, and we got to see those other guys, but these coaches are coaching for their livelihood, and I know it's a tough tightrope to walk between tanking and playing and all and being competitive. But these guys, like we said, Canty's that guy. We love him. We had him at the Super Bowl, and he's always in for a little bit of a tussle.
I don't think it's a stupid take, though, like he said, from Flacco. I don't think he came a little strong for me on that. I get what he's saying, but I thought the question there from our guy, remind me of the other host, Evan Cohn, where he said, hey, this isn't a position where 2-3 wide receivers can play or multiple defensive linemen can play. It's one guy. It's every man for themselves in that. So I thought that was a really good question, because I do think that has to be a factor in this scenario as well, because you're not looking at that quarterback room right now and saying, well, one of those guys is a true pure passer, the other guy is going to be kind of that wildcat quarterback, and then they are going to have a couple guys that play week in and week out. For the most part, I don't see that happening, so everybody's got to go in every day with thinking they can win the job, but also in that same mind frame being like, I got to be a good teammate, which I still think Flacco will do.
Matty, every competitor at every level, I think, not only in sports and life, is always holding something back. They have to if they want to be competitive and they want to win. They're not tipping their hand the entire time. And it's not, like I said, it's not his job to be the quarterback coach. Now, they should expect him to be a very good teammate and share some knowledge and experience.
He'll do that.
And he'll do that. That's what he said. He'll do that.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is if you're going to rip him if you think he's not telling the truth. Like if he's saying, like
what Steph Curry said, that he would pass the ball to Jimmy Butler for the last shot.
Yeah, in history.
Stop it, Steph.
Not today. Although I will give Steph this part of it, and I wonder if you missed it or some people missed it. He did say right now. I gave him to anybody in history, but he said right now.
He still lied to you.
And
he still lied to you.
But he winked, apparently.
I didn't see that. I did not see
Somebody
that.
told me he winked.
That. I think it was TLC that told us that. But, yeah, I'm good with what Flacco said. I really am. I have no issue with it.
All right, we'll come back. Overs and unders going into the weekend. Live from Memorial, Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
When you're starting a home improvement project, a few big questions always come up. Who can I trust? Will they be there if something goes wrong? And lastly, how much is this going to cost me? At Newman Roofing, we've been answering those questions for over 30 years. As a family-owned and operated company that takes pride in every aspect of the job, with family members involved in each department of the company, we treat your home like it's our own. That means clear communication, no shortcuts, and a white glove experience from start to finish. And when it comes to cost, we get it. That's why we offer flexible financing options so you can get the quality your home needs at a price that works for your budget. Don't just take our word for it. With over 700 five-star reviews on Google, families across Central Ohio are sharing their Newman Roofing experience. For roofing, siding, and gutter solutions built around family, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. A lot of dealerships not stocking much inventory right now because of reasons. But at Jermaine Lexus, they have new inventory arriving every day. Get what you want when you want it. Lease the all-new NX350 for as low as $389 per month. How about rates as low as 3.99% up to 48 months and 4.49% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
They will resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He'd heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Join the fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
All power, zero compromise. Eagle cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From mowers and trimmers to blowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it's the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, back at it. Sorry, making fantasy baseball moves, Matty.
It's the most important thing.
Things are percolating.
Yeah.
Your Reds, by the way, are playing at the Flubbies at 2:20.
Yeah, tell the fam up there to send my boys some love because we need it. Because right now it's looking.
You should have had them. You know how close we were to having you say print the shirts?
It was close.
It was 8-3 in the 6th. That's how close we were.
I know, but we talked about PCA and how good he was for the Cubs, and he went crazy that weekend on my beloved Cincinnati Reds. Yeah, Redlegs right now 7.5 back in the ONL Central. So, yeah, us Reds fans are used to this, unfortunately. But playing at Wrigley's always a good time. Always a good time.
A little Bet365 time?
Yeah, man, let's get into it. Look, the Cleveland Guardians have a guy by the name of Jose Ramirez that is absolutely locked in right now. He's got a hit streak that's like right around 20, 21 games or something like that. But at Bet365, folks, we don't do ordinary. And speaking of those Guardians, Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. If you are a new customer over at Bet365, they've got an amazing new sign-up offer just for you. Here's the deal. You bet $5, you will get $150 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. I'm looking at J-Ram tonight. J-Ram tonight, they're taking on the Angels at home. Give me a J-Ram dinger at plus 550. Jose Ramirez, anytime home run, plus 550.
All right, give me... I'm going to do the counter Scheffler guy. I got to. There's too much value out there. The non-Scheffler guys, there's just value out there. So in this slop today, you know, his mother was a mutter, father was a mutter, born to slop. I am going to take right now at 16-1 because he was born in Ireland, so I figure this is beautiful to him.
He's used to this.
Is Shane Lowry.
Shane Lowry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he went to the University College of Dublin.
Yeah.
Not this one.
Ireland.
Yeah, and I think that matches up.
Okay.
16-1, stay in the mix.
Yeah.
And we'll take him right now live. He hasn't teed off yet.
Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only. You must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to meeting qualifying criteria.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
All right, TLC's got some overs and unders for today.
It's almost like you guys read my mind, because I can't help but wonder what you guys are thinking about this Reds-Cubs series, because we were so close to printing the shirts, as you guys said.
Yeah.
And they dropped 2 out of 3 at home. They're going back to Wrigley now. So how many wins do the Reds get in this series in Wrigley Field, over, under 1.5?
Under.
I think the under is probably is the right play. I would love to know the pitching matchups for the series.
That's important, AR, but we're going in with one of the best bats on the team. Now, he's then available, that being Austin Hayes. He just went on the IL today, and you're going into...
Relation?
No, he's Hays. He ain't Hayes, which is like, really? What are we doing?
Got to be different,
Join the fam. Join the fam. Come
now,
on.
you get to set the tone, Matty, because you have Andrew Abbott on the mound tonight, and he's got an ERA sub
Then
2.
Lodolo, then Martinez.
Okay, no Hunter Green in there, which is a little worrisome for me. But I love the pitching that we have, really.
Yep.
Our love's a little strong. I like the pitching that we have. AR, just the Cubs' offense is so good that I just don't know if we can keep up with them, especially now with Hayes not being in the lineup for the weekend. So I'm going to go under, TLC.
Yeah, let's. I'm going to err on the side of the odds here. I'm going to take the under. Wouldn't shock me if you guys return the favor. I guess the bigger question here now is, if you were able to go to Wrigley and get 2 of 3, then I assume you're going to come in Monday and say it.
We're too far back, man, in the NL Central right now.
We're at that point now?
Well, we're 4th in the division already. I mean, my goodness, we can't have anything. Oh, goodness, what is this? Tom, our guy just...
Oh, my goodness.
Is this what I think it is? This is the media trophy right here for one Anthony Rothman, and he's shining it up for you right here on the spot.
Looks like it's been
this is awesome.
shined by my man Tommy Sprouse.
Tommy Sprouse is the man around here.
Tommy, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
Can I drink out of it?
Yeah.
Milkshake or something more alcoholic? Both. Yeah.
Both.
I may have to stroll over for a milkshake, and we may, because I don't know what else has been done in there, so what do I care at this point? This is a Stanley Cup type situation.
Tell the folks exactly what that is that aren't on YouTube right now.
This is the Memorial Tournament Media Day Paul Moose Spawn, the Man Trophy for the individual low gross,
that's
which is no handicaps involved, which is all we like to play for. No net champ here. And we got enough of those, right, Tommy? That thing looks beautiful. And so I told Dan Sullivan when we had him on the air, I keep rooting for rainouts on Media Day because then I'll never give it up. Can we just keep doing that?
There it is, man. I love it.
You see your reflection in that baby, Tommy.
Shine
Great
up,
job.
Thank you,
Is that
Tom.
creamed and buffed with a fine chamois? All right. That's a beauty. That's it. Where's the $4.2 million, the paycheck? Does that come later? Or
I think it's $4.
Okay, there it is.
$4.20.
You get the rag that he shined it with. All right.
$4.20 in your...
I play for trophies, not for money.
There you go.
That's the way to go. Thanks, brother. You want a Roth dog in return? Got a nice hot dog for you here.
Tom's got a lot of work to do. He does.
So, yes, that really was a nice distraction.
My goodness. I mean, within the first hour, you got your own hot dogs here and trophies delivered. This is what I mean, AR, when I say that you run this place. It's you, Jack, Tom, Dan Sullivan. That's the committee that runs this place around here. You're an icon,
bro.
I know, man. Listen, I got a lot of work to do around here.
Listen,
a lot of work to do around
when Maddie's sitting here 30 years from now,
God.
Chopping. I want to get in his brain. You should have seen the fear that overcame this man's face.
Oh, my goodness. I'll be lucky to be right here 5 more
All right,
years.
here's the deal.
Yeah.
Are you ever going to say it this year, or do you think that the ship has sailed?
I think we're cooked, man. I think we're absolutely
What if they swept the Cubs?
It wouldn't matter to me.
Man, that's saying something.
The Cardinals, Brewers, Cubs all ahead of us right now. We're just a bad baseball team. It ain't happening.
Wow.
It ain't happening.
That went south in a hurry.
I mean, we are.
And when things go south.
They go south.
All right, there you
I guess we'll do one over.
Things could go south.
There we go.
That's all we needed, man.
Oh, my God.
That's disappointing. I thought you'd hold out hope for a little run here. Maybe a little.
You know I would love to
How
do
about
it.
this?
Yeah.
If they ever at any point this season go on a certain number win streak.
It would have to be like a 15-game win streak.
15? That's
15
come on.
games.
Let's be realistic.
15-game win streak. That's what it would take. I don't believe in these dudes. Reds fans don't either.
Well, if the Reds aren't going to be the comeback team of the year, who will be the comeback player of the year in the NFL? We'll give you the favorite. Next, Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Common man, radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
Watching Clorox cleanup spray dissolve tough grime in the shower feels like...
Wait, this really just happened? I'm shocked. Underwear and everything?
It feels like being able to zip up your overpacked suitcase on the first try.
Smooth.
With Clorox, clean feels satisfying. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Listen to this. Wouldn't this sound nice? Clearer skin, better posture, improved digestion, better sleep, and more energy. Just a few of the endless benefits clients have received with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, this is Bob Masheter from Dick Masheter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still 24/7 at MasterFord.net. Thanks.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
The power of Dell AI with Intel Inside is transforming the world of pro sports. Teams can see curveballs coming with predictive analytics. Coaches can use AI insights to help players improve their shots in real time. And fans can get more out of every winning moment with AI-enhanced replays.
Unbelievable! What a play!
See how Dell Technologies with Intel Inside can power your wins at Dell.com/win.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Despite the rain, round 2 of the 50th Memorial Tournament moves on. Your leader, Ben Griffin, is teeing off right about now to start his second round. He shot a 7-under par 65 yesterday. Nick Taylor and Colin Morikawa are 2 strokes back at -5. Taylor -2 on his round today. Morikawa tees off in about 40 minutes. Low man on the course so far, Sam Burns. He is 6 under par for his round number 2, 2 under par for the tournament. Scotty Scheffler is 3 under, 4 strokes back off of the lead. The Reds back in action today at 2:20 in Chicago versus the Cubs. You can hear it on ESPN Columbus. The Guardians starting a home series with the Los Angeles Angels at 7:10. This one's sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, Pataskala, and online rcdrv.com.
Anthony orders 3 milkshakes, 1 for himself, 2 for the dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial Tournament.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, we're bunkered in still. It's kind of what they call a low ceiling in the ABA. We're socked in, Matty.
Yeah, this sucks today, honestly, the weather. I'm not even going to lie. This is brutal. I mean, after what we had yesterday, mid-70s, partly cloudy, and then you come out here today and it's, 55? I saw my breath when I was walking in, and you're getting rained on. I mean, this is Ohio at its finest in air. What is it? The cold, wet, and hot. We're experiencing all that within a matter of 24 hours. But you know what? It's not stopping the party, and we're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling until 3 o'clock until we hand this off to Timmy Hall and the gang. Just took a glance at that leaderboard, big dog.
Yes.
Well, Scotty Scheffler doing a little bit of moonwalk on this now. 3 under for Scotty Scheffler. Your top 2 guys right now are top 3 guys at the moment. Ben Griffin, who hasn't teed off just yet, but Nick Taylor creeping into the top 2, tied with Colin Morikawa at 5 under right now. Nick Taylor 2 under on the day through 8 holes at the moment. So Scotty doing a little moonwalk right now, but still right there in the mix.
It would make it interesting, and I would not be opposed to that. I think that, yes, there are a lot of people that just want to see greatness and want to see a guy just stomp the field and win going away. But I think it'd be a really interesting to put him in a fight here to the finish and see if somebody can go toe-to-toe with the number 1 player in the world. The weather does bring in a certain aspect to this that is unpredictable. You heard when Ryan Gerard joined us last hour. He said, I'm hoping it gets nasty now. And that was an honest answer. Chris Canty would have ripped him. But I think he gave an honest answer. He's rooting against the guy. He's done.
Yeah.
He's done. The great Larry Romanoff. You want to get some stories about Woody Hayes and Ohio State, just sit next to that guy and plant yourself.
Okay.
And you'll
Looks like
you'll
he's headed to lunch. Got a nice little Minute Maid lemonade in his hand and maybe a
one
sandwich
of the best.
or 2.
The best from Ohio State. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that leaderboard for you, and we'll kind of get into something that you and I were talking about earlier. And you said, like, Patrick Mahomes commented on the Comeback Player of the Year award. And again, I said, why would he be a candidate for that?
He was commenting on his boy Travis Kelce, right? Because there's some doubters out there that maybe Travis Kelce is officially washed. He's an OG now in the sport. He's arguably the best tight end to ever do it. But you could look at him last year. The mobility wasn't the same. Yes, he's always going to make critical catches every now and then, but maybe we're done seeing the dominant 87 we saw in years past. But Mahomes was speaking to the media, and he was asked about maybe his retirement on the mind or his retirement on the way for one Travis Kelce, a new member of the Swifties, and here's what he had to say.
If it's the last ride, you would never know. I mean, the way he's talking about football, the way he's talking about working and trying to be even better this year than he was last year. I mean, it doesn't seem like a guy that it's his last ride, like he's tired of the job. I mean, he's in here, he's working. I know his body feels good. I think it feels better than even last year before going into last season, just because I think he's motivated to go out there and have an even better year than he had this last.
I can understand that. Why wouldn't he? You just wonder what he's got in the tank and managing it over 17 weeks and then trying to manage it for the playoffs, right? I mean, we always believe, we try to predict with Kelce in certain games that he's just going to force feed him. But, Kelce's got he's lost a little bit of the separation. Not that he had a ton of separation with other guys, Matty, but he's pretty sure-handed. He's tough when he gets the ball. He's not as easy to bring down as you think. And he gets some tough yardage. He always has a knack, the experience for finding an open spot in the defense. But I don't think anyone's really fearing him anymore the way we used to.
No, I agree with you. And if the Chiefs are going to, be a high-powered offense, this is going to be on the backs of Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, and Xavier Worthy. And that's how it should be at this point. I mean, Travis Kelce carried that franchise for years and years and years. And, yeah, you had Tyreek Hill, who was really good there, but the constant was Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, and Pat Mahomes has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league at getting the rock to the tight end. I mean, that connection there reminds me so much of what Brady was doing with Gronk in New England in those years, to where you just knew game in and game out in the middle of the field, Tom Brady was going to rip you with Gronk, and that's been the case for a long time with Pat Mahomes and Kelce. But the three playmakers they have on the outside, especially Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, with where they are in age, they should be handling the bulk of the work. And then when you do get to playoff time, as you were alluding to, nobody should be surprised if Travis Kelce pops up with some big-time games. But he doesn't have to carry the load anymore. They're not built that way. They're built now with youth around him, and that's honestly, to me, what can make them even more dangerous.
So there's a couple guys I have my eye on for Comeback Player of the Year. And I don't really – I think that the favorite is – probably Christian McCaffrey or somewhere close to that. Mm-hmm. The fact that he only played 4 games last year makes him an instant candidate for Comeback Player of the Year. The problem is, do you believe he can stay healthy enough? And in that offense, with his dual threat ability, they're going to feed him a lot. But it's the health you worry about.
Yeah.
The other guy that I would absolutely love to have is probably Aiden Hutchinson on his way back. Had the broken leg in week 6. He was cruising, and his presence, I think, gives him a really good chance, plus on a great team, on a pretty successful return. Nobody knows. If I gave you a quarterback to take, would you go Dak? And I assume because Dak missed a significant amount of time. Or would you go Trevor Lawrence?
Don't forget your guy either.
Oh, JJ?
Because you name the top 2 guys on the board over at Bet365. Aiden Hutchinson is plus 200. You got Christian McCaffrey at plus 300. Dak is tied for second with CMC at plus 300. And then you get the Trevor Lawrence at plus 450 and J.J. McCarthy at plus 750. So my mind goes to, when we talk about those 3 quarterbacks specifically, which one will be attached to the better team this year? And then that eliminates Trevor Lawrence for me. And then it comes down to J.J. McCarthy and Dak. I would put my money on Dak if you're making me put a sprinkle on one of these guys at plus 300, because I think the Cowboys offense will have Dak in position to where the numbers are going to look really good. The only part is, in that division this year, it's going to be a beast, man. The Commanders and the Eagles are obviously for real, especially the Eagles and what we've seen from them over an extended period of time. We shall see if the Commanders are for real or if that was a bit of a flash in the pan. But I like Dak at plus 300 just because he's a guy that does put up good numbers, even though sometimes those numbers can feel like empty calories.
Yeah, it's a little too much for me to sprinkle in on J.J. McCarthy. Rookie, a lot of expectations. I don't know what they would have to be for him to win that award. Would they have to make the playoffs? Maybe. Can I interest you in a Deshaun Watson at 66 to 1?
Absolutely not. I'm just flushing money down the toilet.
Come on, Matty. The odds are long.
You wouldn't even spend a penny on that.
No. Whatever we would do, we could put it in that trophy and throw a match in there.
Correct.
And I think it would be the same deal.
No doubt. I mean, listen, the Aiden Hutchinson thing is very interesting. That was a gruesome injury that he had to deal with. So we'll see how explosive he can be, but also like the bend, right, that it takes to be a DN and getting around those linemen and getting around those tackles. Is he going to have that ability in year one? Because sometimes when guys go through those rough injuries, it doesn't really come back immediately. Maybe it'll be the year after that. We know their team is going to be really good, but I just don't know right now if we're going to see that same Aiden Hutchinson right out of the gate.
Can a receiver win this? And the one that I would mention would be maybe Rashee Rice.
I think Xavier Worthy is going to have a monster year for them. I don't know if the numbers will be sexy enough for them. And you know how they like to do things at Kansas City, especially when they get in the goal line. They do a whole bunch of funky things, and they like to feed a lot of different players in that offense. He's an absolute monster. He really is. And also, do we know if he's completely out of the woods yet?
We don't.
With the suspension coming?
No.
That's the other part where I'd be a little nervous about rolling with him.
Yeah, you'd probably go Tank Dell or somebody that.
Yeah, another guy that's coming back from a rough injury. Real quick, I wanted to get to this because you brought up something the other day on the show that maybe the Chiefs, the AFC West, isn't as comfortable as it used to be. And TLC, I don't think, was really rocking with that take from you. One guy that I think is on your side when it comes to this is Dan Graziano. And here's what he had to say about the Chiefs and the teams in that division.
I think it's going to be a tougher race in the AFC West for the Chiefs than they have had in more than half a decade. The Denver Broncos are a playoff team last year that in the first game at Arrowhead that they played, they were a blocked field goal away from beating the Chiefs. They have improved significantly on defense. Their quarterback is heading into his second year. The Los Angeles Chargers, coached by Jim Harbaugh, had a great first year. They should be even better. I think those are two teams in the Chiefs division that are set up to give them a stronger push than they have gotten from anybody in quite a while.
I agree. And for what it's worth, the Raiders tend to play them tough, and I think they're going to get better with their new coach and situation there as well. Mike T., how about it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I disagree. Look, I think what Graz said, those teams are improved, but when Patrick Mahomes is protected, and it's either going to be Jaylen Brown or more likely Josh Simmons if he's healthy, Patrick Mahomes had a lot of issues with protection last year. If that's cleaned up with Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and Rashee Rice pending suspension, this offense could get back to being the explosive offense we've seen Patrick Mahomes had a couple years ago. So I'll take Mahomes and a great offensive line, and I'll give you the rest of the division.
That's interesting. Listen, the field is only a couple deep, I think, with the teams we talked about, the Chargers and the Broncos. I like what the Broncos added. Greenlaw, Funga, they've added some stuff defensively. They drafted well. Yeah, there's going to be a lot on Bo Nix to be the guy, and we saw glimpses of it. This was never me saying Kansas City is done or their time is over.
Oh, maybe teams have closed the gap.
Yeah, that's all I was saying is they won a lot of one-score games last year.
Yeah.
And, yes, you could make the case that Mahomes is as clutch as anybody in the game because he had a lot of fourth-quarter drives. I guess what I'm saying is the odds would tell me that somebody's going to get them at some point here. And then the one big tiebreaker I had was watching them just get absolutely annihilated in the Super Bowl, like not even make it a game.
Yeah, they got cooked.
And I think nobody expected that. So no one's kicking them to the curb. Nobody's saying that they won't be in the mix. Of course they will. They're still – all I was asking is, are they still the team to beat? And I don't think they are.
Let me give you these odds at Bet365 real quick just to win the AFC West. Chiefs minus 110,
okay.
Broncos plus 300, Chargers plus 300, and then you got the Raiders at 16 to 1. So between the Broncos and the Chargers, Vegas thinks those are the teams that could get close to Kansas City. I think if I was putting my hard-earned money on this, I would roll with Kansas City. But if I wasn't, I would roll with the Chargers because I think Justin Herbert in year 2 with Harbaugh and that core of players is going to be ready to rock and roll.
I agree. And I don't get me wrong. They're the favorite for a reason.
No doubt.
I get it. But there's a chance that it's not just a lock anymore for Kansas City. Yeah. All right, we come back. Who goes into the pressure cooker? Find out next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same-game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris, Texas! Then it's off to Rome, Georgia! And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin, Ohio! Right now, save up to $514 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, it's that time of year again.
What time is that?
The time all the air conditioners start breaking down.
Oh, that time. Yep, every year.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Like a swarm of bees. They all get together in a coordinated effort.
You mean the Queen air conditioner tells them all to break down?
Nah, they just get tuckered out in the heat, Aaron. Can we handle all the calls?
Sure, we have a swarm of highly trained coolness experts standing by.
Get Eco.
ECO. And we have $3.5 million in new service trucks to get them there the day you call.
The same day? Well, what if you don't call until...
We'll come as late as you'll stay up to let us in. Same day.
That explains all the revving engines.
It's like a beehive of activity, Jerry.
Do you know I invented that weird Scoopy thing you serve honey with?
You should invent something for ketchup, Jerry. It's America.
Ooh, now that's an idea.
Get Eco.
ECO. GetEco.com.
Introducing Ice Cream Quakes from UDF. Big chunks of your favorite candies and cookies blended with real hand-dipped UDF ice cream. We'll say that again. Real hand-dipped UDF ice cream. Pick your flavor, pick your mix-ins, or try one of our featured recipes. And get an ice cream quake made the way you want. Real creamy, real chunky, real. Ice Cream Quakes, new from United Dairy Farmers.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Day 2 of the Memorial Tournament will have rain and even isolated thunderstorms in the forecast. They will be scattered throughout the day. Otherwise, expect cloudy skies and our highs right around 70 degrees. For tonight, chance of showers overnight with lows in the 50s. And for Saturday, looking a lot nicer. We will see mostly sunny skies and our highs, again, right around 70. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
All right, little pressure cooker time. I'm going golf, and you know how I'm going with.
Yep.
His name is Ludwig. Ludwig Oberg.
Talk about it.
Guns up, Red Raider. Let's go. He usually shows up at the toughest places, and he usually putts well. And the last time I checked, this was an incredibly tough place. Guess what he did?
What did he do, man?
He made 123 feet of putts yesterday, which was 4th ranked in round 1.
Okay.
And still shot 3 over.
Awful.
Like, that should tell you how bad his ball striking was. 57% fairways, not horrible. 50% greens hit in regulation, not great. And this is a guy who hits it, as my boy Jack Nicklaus would say, some kind of long. And so here's the plan. Less sideways, more straight.
Usually helps.
More greens.
Yeah.
Continued good putting. And let's get in the damn mix, Ludwig. You're the 6th-ranked golfer in the world. You may not think you're that good right now, but you are.
Okay.
So go play like it today. Ludwig Oberg.
Yeah.
As I did a full money ball run at the end.
I'm into it. I'm into that a lot. First candidate for me. Listen, Tyrese Halliburton.
Yep.
We need more, man.
Matty.
We need a lot more than what we got yesterday. I'll be honest, though, AR.
He went choke early in the season.
Yesterday, and it was awesome. Right? He had every reason to do that.
But I told you that day, you better seal it up.
He was awesome in the game before, in Game 4, where he had 30 and 15 assists and no turnovers. He was great. But yesterday, he and the Pacers, no doubt, laid an absolute egg. It felt a little white flaggish to me.
Yeah.
Like, we see that sometimes in sports where I think teams are like, we got a little wiggle room. You know, you're going to a tough environment. Knicks are going to play with their hair on fire. But we can't have the star player of the team only getting up 7 shots in the game. Tyrese Halliburton, 2 of 7 yesterday, only 8 points. And then Miles Turner, 2 of 3, 3 field goal attempts for only 5 points. Pascal Siakam wasn't very good either. But Tyrese Halliburton is the tone setter. We saw it in Game 4. We got to see it in Game 6. Because if not, then this team has to go back to the Garden where you have Kylie Jenner and Ben Stiller and all of those people sitting on Celebrity Row foaming at the mouth to try to end your season in a Game 7. So Tyrese Halliburton, leader of the Indiana Pacers, he's on the pressure list going into Game 6.
And here's the deal, and we'll kind of maybe pull a little audible next. Maybe we'll play that stuff with Siakam and Barkley, the stuff we talked about earlier.
Yeah, and Greg Doyle.
On that stuff. I'll stick with golf because we're at the Memorial, and I believe he's one of the nicest guys on tour. Tommy Fleetwood. Not because he's a big dog guy, but that's part of it as well. No cameras around, no media around, just me watching. And he signed autographs and talked to everybody. This was on Wednesday. And I'm going to give you a stat that might blow you away.
Talk to me.
Of the guys that have had the most top 5 finishes on this tour without a win is Tommy Fleetwood.
Not a single win on tour.
26 of them. 26 top 5s.
That's tough.
Bridesmaid City.
That's
just
tough.
Always there. Lots of cash.
Yeah.
Lots of cash.
That'll work.
But still no win. So how cool would it be for him to get his first PGA Tour win at Jack's Place? The Memorial Tournament, I believe, has jump-started a lot of careers. Players have broken through at this event. Fleetwood is the next in line. I don't know where he is on the board right now, but he's really good. Best in the field in shots gained around the green. Chipping and scrambling has been really good. He was 4th at the Charles Schwab. Keeps knocking on the door. Someday that thing's going to bust open. Tommy boy, probably not feeling any pressure, really.
Yeah.
But I'm applying some because basically I'm rooting for him, and he needs to win and win soon. And many of the elites, I think, are kind of overdue for a win, but there's none more than that dude.
I like it.
He has 2 4th-place finishes and a 7th in his past 4 starts. He thrives on super tough setups like this one. I think it's all lining up, Matty, maybe for the Englishman to somehow do something soon.
You know, on one hand, it is sad, and I feel for the guy that he hasn't won anything on tour. But on the other hand, you look at the man making $38 million on this tour still. I mean, you talk about good living. That's the beauty of all of this. $38 million on the PGA Tour is what Tommy Fleetwood has
no
been,
wins.
without a single dub.
Without a win.
Nuts.
That means he's consistent, right?
Absolutely
he's
unreal.
He's not going to win this week. I know it.
Oh, my
But I feel like
goodness.
this is more of a pay-forward pressure.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Second candidate for me. I'm going to baseball. Hey, you remember the outlook of the Baltimore Orioles just 2 years ago and that young core and how good they were with Gunnar Henderson and the gang? One of those guys that was the faces of that franchise at the time was Adley Rutschman. Rutschman, their star catcher, switch hitter, did it all out of the gate in his career. I mean, you're talking in 2023, the dude batted .277 with 20 home runs and 80 RBIs. He followed that up with a year where he hit .250 with 19 home runs and 79 RBIs. You will take that all day and tomorrow from your catcher, a position known to not have a lot of offensive thump and juice that comes along with it. But here we are in the year 2025, and Adley Rutschman is hitting .206 with 5 home runs and 15 RBIs, and there's talk that they want to move him down the lineup even more. This franchise already fired their manager. They already moved some pieces around, and now you have what should be a face of the franchise in Adley Rutschman not doing a darn thing. So if they're going to get back in the mix at all this year, this guy's got to get rocking and rolling. Adley Rutschman for the Orioles, he's on the pressure list.
I like it. Listen, I fired their manager earlier this year. The rematch is on in the Stanley Cup Final. No Canadian team has won the Cup since 1993.
Yep.
The pressure is as high as it's ever been because Edmonton's there, and the Canadian teams have taken the Stanley Cup to 7 games 4 times. They couldn't get it done. Cups have been paraded in cities like Miami and D.C. and Raleigh and Vegas. Where's Canada, the inventors of this all? I kind of look down the list here. The Leafs, the Jets, they have been so good in the regular season. And they've been regular season heroes, Matty, and not postseason. Montreal and Ottawa, they're coming out of rebuild phases. I don't think they were expected to get out of the first round. They didn't. Calgary and Vancouver in a rebuild as well, kind of trying to show some life, but they've been far away from long playoff runs. Edmonton cannot escape this. And I know they're going up against the defending champs. I know it's a rematch, but there is no more pressure in the sports world right now than on the Edmonton Oilers to break the Canadian curse and beat
I like this.
Baba Orofsky and the Panthers.
I like it. Last candidate or candidates for me. I'm going with Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. We're getting Yankees and Dodgers in L.A. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all weekend long. This is Iron Man and Captain America. This is Emeril Lagasse and Bobby Flay going at it. Who is going to be the best of the best? One of these guys can only be the face of the league. So going into this weekend, who wants to be the dude? Judge, Ohtani, I cannot wait to see these guys put on a show. We know they're the best of the best when it comes to hitting. Shohei may be one of the best pitchers when he comes back, but I cannot wait to see, AR, the home runs they hit this weekend, the at-bats they have this weekend, the faces of the league going at it out in L.A. Give me Judge, Aaron Judge, and Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani. They are on the pressure list this weekend.
All right, beautiful. Those are your pressure cookers for this weekend. All right, we'll come back, and we'll stick with the Pacers. And a star took offense at a certain post-game question. Why did he do it? Was it really unfair? You'll hear it next in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
With Progressive customer service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the middle circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Watching Clorox cleanup spray dissolve tough grime in the shower feels like...
Wait, this really just happened? I'm shocked. Underwear and everything?
It feels like being able to zip up your overpacked suitcase on the first try.
Smooth.
With Clorox, clean feels satisfying. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
97.1 The Fan. Memorial Leaderboard Update.
And it's brought to you by BMI Federal Credit Union with rates as low as 5.54% and a $400 cash bonus when you refinance your auto loan with BMI Federal Credit Union. Round of the day so far belongs to Sam Burns, 6 under through 17 to get it to -2. A 3-footer on 18 for 65 today. Ben Griffin remains your leader at 7 under. Also having a good day is Nick Taylor, 3 under on his round so far to get to -6. Taylor on if Muirfield is a good tune-up for the U.S. Open.
Not even a tune-up, it's more like a U.S. Open. I think the rough is just brutal. So if you can stay out of it around the greens, if you're missing the right spots, it's, you know, we chip out of it enough. It's relatively predictable at times, but you just wedge it out essentially if you can miss the fairway.
Taylor one back of Griffin. We'll have another report for you next hour. Live outside of Muirfield Village, Skip Mossick on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Maddie's looking all over Muirfield for a steamed broccoli and almond vendor. No luck. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, back at the Memorial. Scheffler's gained some speed again, Matty. It wasn't long.
He's back?
Yeah, it
He's
didn't take long.
Back to 5 under.
Yeah, he's 5 under on the tournament, 3 under on the day, so a little fire emoji for him right now.
Yeah.
Can we 12?
When is this rain going to stop? I've reached my limit. I really have. Because the only time I want this weather to be like this is when I'm at home ready to take a nap. Okay? This is sad. We deserve better from this because you always say Friday is the day. I feel bad for everybody out here.
Friday's the
right
day.
Now.
It's the social day. It's the non-diehard day.
Okay.
It's the get out of work today and come over to the tournament and
get
have
lit.
a great time.
Let's get lit.
Just have a great time.
Yeah.
And look at what we have for them.
Yeah.
But
welcome in.
This is what, if you're from here, this isn't a shock. First of all, you could put you in a time machine right now. You wouldn't know what year this is. It happens once a year anyway, so you wouldn't know whether it's 94 or 25.
But not only is it the rain, it's the temperature, too, that's garbage.
A little clammy, Matty?
A little chilly.
Yeah.
A little chilly right now.
Well, we're tented in. Feel pretty good.
I'm still cold, though.
Yeah. We'll get you a little space heater.
Oh, I would love that right now because my toes are cold right now. That's always the first thing to go, or the toes right now. My bunions are freezing right now.
We can get you a foot massage maybe.
I would love that, too.
Yeah. All right, so Scheffler's 5 under. He's 2 back. Ben Griffin just got out on the course. Morikawa goes here in about 5-8 minutes. And we got some diehards out here. They're not afraid of a little rain.
No.
So
Ain't
it's
nothing
all good.
Nothing a little transfusion won't fix, you know?
Scheffler, by the way, if you were checking, he went double bogey at 10 and then went birdie at 11, birdie at 12. So he just erased exactly the mess he made at 10, apparently. So that's where we are. Let's get back to the Pacers. And I'm with you. I feel like when things kind of go south on that game, they're ready to say, let's put it all in on Game 6. So
if things go south, things could go south.
Yes, they very much could. So let's play this in this order. Let's start with Barkley on basically saying if the Pacers don't win Game 6, it's over.
Everybody says series don't start till you lose a home game. That's what most people say. He says that other thing. But the Pacers still in control. But I will say this.
Say it.
Say it, boy. That's say it. It's
if
gonna
they
be
don't win Game 6,
they're going to come back to New York. It is a must-win for the Pacers.
Wow.
Because if they come back here, they're going to get another ass kicking like they did tonight.
Okay, that's great for ratings and all that. It's not even close to true. The Pacers have shown they can win on the road. So basically he's saying that that Game 5 changed the entire mentality of the series?
I don't think it would be a butt-whooping.
Exactly.
In that Garden in
That's
Game
what I'm
7.
saying.
I think it would be a very, very good game, but that is not a place you want to be. Because the bing-bongers in the stands, the celebrities there, the Penguin, Batman, Sophia Falcone, everybody that's going to be there in Gotham City, you want no parts of that if you are Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner in the Indiana Pacers. So they better
it's the
get it
Chalamet
done.
factor?
The Chalamet
With
factor,
Kylie?
Dune, all of it.
I guess when he brings her, they win.
Well, look, they look good together. I'm here for that. I support that relationship for sure. But I hear what he's saying, AR, but they're not. I don't think they would get whooped in Game 7, but it gets spooky if that clock hits 000 tomorrow night in Indy and you got to hop on a bird and go back to New York.
They've won at Milwaukee. They won 3 times in Cleveland. They've won twice already at the Garden. Why would Game 7 all of a sudden in Barkley's mind be a can't do or an absolute lock for the Knicks?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Charles. He told you to come to his house, remember yesterday?
That's right.
You just pull up to his house. Everybody's welcome. You can ask him whatever you want.
Yeah. Give your name at the gate.
Exactly.
We'll see if we let you in. I'm with him on, I think we do this as sports fans. I don't expect it from a guy like him. I really don't. I think as sports fans, we automatically assume that if you have to play Game 7 on the road, you're cooked. Like, now, maybe the mentality is that they had a stranglehold on the series, and now it feels like the momentum has changed.
Yeah.
And if he's buying into momentum, I'm all for that. Like, if it's momentum he feels like it's too much to overcome, you bring in the New York factor, I think it could be a pretty serious deal.
Oh, yeah.
But I think these teams are fairly evenly matched. I think the other thing you're getting is that Indiana kind of is built for these kind of long runs in the playoffs. They're deep. They play a lot of guys. They play fast. They wear teams out.
Yeah.
And maybe there was, and not a strategy, you don't want to lose the game. You wanted to close out the series. But maybe there's part of it thinking that, all right, we'll get them back at home. We'll be more energized. They had to fight pretty hard to get us in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
I think, listen, I wanted this series to go 7. I hope it does. But if he's telling me it's an absolute lock that if the Pacers lose Game 6, that now they will have lost 2 games in a row. And
I don't agree.
Yeah, how can
I don't
they've
agree.
proven that they're not a team that's just going to wilt.
The comebacks have been awesome for them throughout the postseason. Unfortunately, the Cavs had to learn the hard way. Milwaukee and Giannis had to learn the hard way, and on down the line, they have a guy. And even though he played small in Game 5, I truly believe that on that stage, Tyrese Halliburton is here for all the smoke, and he would raise up his game and be a lot better, along with a guy in Pascal Siakam who is a champ. He knows what it's about, too, to play in those tough environments during his time in Toronto when Kawhi and the Raptors held up that Larry O'Brien trophy.
All right, so he laid an egg. He didn't have a good game.
Pascal?
Yeah.
Yep.
And, I'm sorry, Halliburton certainly laid an egg.
Yeah,
and when Halliburton scores, by the way, I may put this in Bet365 and see what his odds are to score at least 20 in Game 6.
Yeah.
Because when he scores in single digits, their record's garbage. When he scores at least 20, they're like 30 and like they're a lock when he scores. And I think I think people are going to be betting on that. Now, I'm not coming up with that theory on my own. I'm sure Vegas knows everything that I know times 10 on what they expect. So we'll see what the odds are. I'll check those. But Siakam was asked, and maybe TLC can boost the audio on the question. It's tough to hear. Greg Doyle in the Indy Star. He's the one that had that weird back and forth with Caitlin Clark when she became an Indiana Fever player. And he got suspended because it got into kind of the creep zone.
It was odd.
It was odd. I kind of know where he was going with it, but it was weird at a big press conference to do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Just the time and place for that wasn't it, big dog?
But he asked Siakam, and I think this is interesting about like you said, was it a white flag game? Did you just not play hard?
Yeah.
Where were the guts to close out a series? And here's that back and forth.
How is that possible?
What do you mean?
How is it possible to not fight hard enough in game?
What are you talking about? They played harder than us. It's okay. We played hard, but they played harder. What's your point? I don't get it.
My point is, you're saying you guys got outfought, and I'm saying
That happens in the game, though. That's basketball. You're good? You're good, bro? You're looking for something, I know, but damn. No, but I'm telling you, though. I told you. What else do you want me to tell you?
I want you to tell me how. That's all I'm asking.
Oh, what about you telling me? So go ahead. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? What's your name, bro? Oh.
Wow. That thing went south in a hurry.
It did, because what I think is odd is Pascal Siakam admitting that they played harder than us. I don't know what else Greg Doyle wanted from him as to how that happened. How it happened is a team that had their season on the line came out and smelled, hey, if we don't play at our best and play at our highest potential, then we're going home. And I think it can be as simple as that. I don't know what Greg Doyle was reaching for. But
I thought it was a good question.
He seems to be. I thought it was a ridiculous question, because the player is telling you what happened. Look, the team that we're going up against, they played harder than us. It's as simple as that. Sometimes it doesn't have to be some, grand answer that you get from a player. It is what it is.
Dockich hates him, and he thought it was a good question.
Doyle?
He hates him, and he thought it was a good question. It was a journalistic question.
It was a bad question.
The interesting part is that I think you're dealing with kind of a blurred semantic kind of deal with it. I feel like it's kind of one of those things that when a player admits that another team played harder, that word itself becomes like the be-all, end-all. And I think there are levels of what Siakam probably meant by that they just toughed it out. Now, playing harder and playing better are two different things. Maybe Siakam meant they played better, but he didn't say that. So when he said they played harder, what Doyle was trying to get at, and, no one's perfect. He may not have asked a perfect question. There certainly wasn't a perfect answer to it. But I think what he's trying to get at is this is Game 6 or 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And you're admitting the other team played harder, which harder goes to effort. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think there was a lost in translation.
Pascal said we played hard, but he's saying we didn't lay down. They just came out as a desperate team. And I think you could feel that watching the game yesterday with the way the Knicks were, because especially they were really good on defense, and that came off the screen. I just think Greg Doyle's been around long enough to where some of these things have followed him, and he seems like one of those reporters to me that he's looking for that aha, I got you moment, and I don't like reporters like that.
Well, I guess he was the guy that maybe said, well, you said it, I'm just asking for you to detail what you mean by that.
Well, he kept doubling down on how. And
right,
how saying how. There is no how. I'm telling you how. They just played harder than we did. So move on. So I understand
what do you think he meant by harder, Siakam?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Well, that's what he's trying to do.
But I'm saying, like, when you keep doubling down as Greg Doyle, what are you looking for? You're looking for
answer.
An aha moment. That's what I'm saying. And that makes you look bad to me as a reporter. Because he has a history of doing these things.
Well,
I'd give him an out if he didn't have that.
Oh, okay. So
but he has a history.
Okay.
No question.
So you think on the surface it was an okay thing, but you're saying
no.
I
think when you keep digging, that's where you lose me, the way that he kept digging. And
but if he didn't have the history, it would have been okay?
If you keep digging with the history that you have, that's where, for me, things get a little dicey.
Right, I'm taking his history out of it.
I'm not taking it out of it because
what I'm asking
can't.
you is, hypothetically, if you just were dropped in on this planet and heard that and knew nothing about
I still wouldn't have liked the way he went about it.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where the player opened the door and a veteran reporter said, okay, detail that out. Why do you think they out-efforted you? I think that's where they were going. I don't think Siakam meant it as effort.
Yeah.
He just meant they were just better. And I think it was lost in the semantics. That's what I believe, having been in that spot before. But it certainly was an entertaining Q&A. We'll come back. Buckeye Bulletin up next. And we've got a basketball little recruit to tell you about. We'll do that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Psst. Hey, you. Wouldn't a Diet Coke at 7 a.m. totally hit? You know you can get that from Wendy's for just $1, right? Even you, girl drinking a Fanta on the way to 8 a.m. Pilates class. Any soda you want, any size, just $1. So go get that breakfast soda, you morning menace. But maybe hurry, because it's only during breakfast. Morning soda? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours. Exclusions apply. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Hawaii. Get Mega May discounts at Coghlan Kia. Lease a new Kia K4, only $89 a month for 24 months. Or get 1.9% financing for 48 months. Or $2,000 bonus cash on a new 25 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. Visit CoglanKia.com.
Coghlan has the car for you.
$49.99 to assigning 10,000 miles per year. 20 cents per mile over. Tax, title, and license fees excluded. No security deposit. $400 disposition fee at lease end. 1.9 for 48 equals $21.65 per 1,000 funded. With approved credit for KMF. Residency restrictions may apply. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. N6225.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The most common form of treatment for the arthritic joints is normally cortisone injections and gel shots and over-the-counter medications. And most patients have tried all of that and are still in pain.
Every day, Dr. Aaron Wolkoff, a QC Kinetics medical director, meets patients who have exhausted every method to get relief. They've been told surgery is their only option.
They want to stay away from that path, and they come to us almost as the last hope. So we're using our own body's properties to help manage pain, to help slow arthritis down, keep the patients active with no downtime, and getting back to what they enjoy doing. I mean, I love what I do.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments from our board-certified providers help heal and restore aching joints. No surgery, harmful drugs, or downtime. Call for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Hardscape Pros, are you tired of working with broken down tools and chasing paychecks? At 9 Trees, we respect your craft, invest in the best equipment, and back our crews with full benefits and top pay. We're not just offering you a job, we're offering you a career. If you're a seasoned pro, work with a top patio builder that treats you like family. Call 9 Trees at 614-921-9595 or visit 9treeslc.com to apply. 9 Trees Landscape Construction. The best reputation, the best compensation.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time. TLC, Texas game still at noon. I'm looking for a daily update on that. We still going to play that thing at noon?
I think we're still playing that thing at noon.
Did you see the AD say that one of the reasons why
everything.
They didn't want to get on board, or he didn't want to get on board with moving that thing to Sunday was because he has to go to church. That was one of the reasons why. It's one of those answers where like you throw it out there and nobody can really push back on that. You know?
But he also said that they threw every last option at Texas that
Ohio State did?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting. I wonder what those other options would have been. Because somebody was telling us
I
the
thought it
reason
was
why,
Sunday night they wanted to
right,
move it to.
and I think it was a part of the reason why Fox wasn't on board with that is because they have playoff baseball.
Makes sense.
There too. So there's a lot that goes on with that stuff. But yeah, high noon still game number 1. AR, how do you feel about the season being about 2 months away tomorrow? Exactly 2 months away tomorrow is game number 1.
Seems too soon for me.
It's crazy, right?
You remember what I say. Cold, wet, hot. We have 3 seasons here.
Wow.
And right now we're in the kind of wet season.
Yeah.
And then next week we flip the page to hot.
Yeah.
And then you're telling me football? Can we have a summer at all?
When you wake up tomorrow, we will be exactly 2 months away from Longhorns and Buckeyes.
Then you're going to be doing the show by yourself for about 5 of those weeks. Because the fact that we have to jam in vacation in 2 months.
So you can take it during the season. Take it during Northwestern week or Grambling week or one of those teams. You ain't missing much. You won't be missing much.
Oh, yeah. Just take a few weeks off during football, your own personal bye weeks. All right. Let's talk about this 4-star guard, Dorian Jones, who instead of coming here this year is going to take a year to develop.
Yeah.
So he's not coming in.
No, not coming in. The quote from him, AR, is, as I reflect on my development, this next year is an opportunity for me to grow more prior to the college ranks. I won't be enrolling at Ohio State this year, but I look forward to continuing our relationship. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, you know what I'm reading into that?
That I'm leaving my options open. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, did you guys see a story the other day? I don't know if it's a rumor or truth. Someone was reporting that they believe that some of these collectives are paying high school commits thousands of dollars a month to stay committed.
I would not be surprised by that.
And I'm wondering when he says, I look forward to continuing our relationship, whether that has a certain olive branch of cash that would keep us connected.
Maybe.
That umbilical cord between he and the school.
Because some of the things that are out there I've seen, AR, that he's going to go down the JUCO route. I don't know exactly where he's going to go, if that's 100% true. But the end of that quote, I think if you're Coach Diebler, would have me feeling a little uncomfortable.
See, it's
not going to lie.
Old school, I would take it as refreshing. Here's a kid that might think, what, I need a little more time to develop. I want to be as ready as possible when I come and start my collegiate career. Like the old school guy in me says, wow, that's refreshing.
Yeah.
But not being naive, I would say there's more to it than that.
I'm with you. That's where I'm at with this story. And I think what this does now in the immediate is puts a little pressure on the new transfer from Indiana and Gabe Cupps. When you talk about those guys, that guard rotation, I think John Mobley Jr. is going to be in for a big year. We saw he's got good shot-making ability, but he did look like a freshman in spots, and that's fine. I think he's going to figure some things out. Things will slow down, but Gabe Cupps has to be a dude, right? You know what this conference is all about. He played basketball in high school in Ohio, so now you come back to where I'm assuming he will be more comfortable now without Jones in the mix, and Jones being a guy that could potentially help them sooner rather than later. Cupps has got to go.
Listen, he's a shooter, and that's kind of what he is, and I hope he continues to try to level up here. You're right. Maybe leaving IU and coming back here, gets a fresh start, new motivation, but there'll be a lot of pressure on him. We've talked to Dockich about him. He certainly hasn't lived up to expectations yet, but, there's still time for him, certainly. But, it's interesting. It's so they've got – so one of these guys in this 25 recruiting class is just delaying his entry into college.
It's first for me. I don't.
Usually they want to get here as fast as possible to start getting paid.
And partying, right? You know what I mean? You want it all. That's the good life, right? You can have your own world, get paid decent amount of money. It's awesome stuff. But the good news is when it comes to the offseason that the basketball program is having is that Bruce Thornton took his name out of the draft. He will be back as a leader. You'll have Royal, you'll have Mobley, and those guys I think will carry a lot of the low. But here, like the center position, right? The bigs last year, they did not deliver with the transfers of Stewart and Bradshaw, so they need more of a presence down low. We can't have those games where we're talking about where's the rebounding, where are the enforcers in the paint for the old Scarlet and Gray. So I feel good about some of the stuff you'll get on the wing and out there on the perimeter from the guards, but question mark for me, AR, what's going to happen with those bigs?
All right, that's today's Buckeye Bulletin. All right, we will reset Memorial when we come back, top of the hour. Ben Griffin, your leader on the course. Can he hang in there? And where is Scotty Scheffler and the rest? You'll get all the update more when we come back. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone, and I'm going to let you know that right now, Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings is offering their best discount of the year on all their awesome sheds, pavilions, cabins, and garages from Weaver Barnes. These specials are only good through May, which makes right now the best time to order. Check out Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings' beautiful sales lot in Dublin, where you can see their displays and learn about all the options. There's never been a better time to get that project in motion and save some cash in the process. See all the details at AmishCountryFurnishings.com. Once again, that's AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $514 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Watching Clorox cleanup spray dissolve tough grime in the shower feels like...
Wait, this really just happened? I'm shocked. Underwear and everything?
It feels like being able to zip up your overpacked suitcase on the first try.
Smooth.
With Clorox, clean feels satisfying. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
To...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The rain hasn't slowed down round 2 of the 50th Memorial Tournament at all. Ben Griffin still your leader at 7 under par. He's even through 4 holes today. Nick Taylor right behind him at -6. Scotty Scheffler, he's 4 under through the tournament, 2 under on his round. He's through 14 holes. Your low round of the day, Sam Burns. He shot a 7 under par 65. He's at 3 under for the tournament. The Reds back in action here in about 20 minutes. They're in Chicago taking on the Cubs. You can hear that right now over on ESPN Columbus. The Guardians starting a home series with the Los Angeles Angels at 7:10 tonight. Luis Ortiz taking on Jose Soriano. The Buffalo Sabres have hired former Columbus Blue Jackets GM Jarmo Kekalainen as a special advisor to their general manager Kevin Adams.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, back at it. Tropical Storm Nicholas still swirling around the grounds here at Muirfield Village.
And, we got people strolling by calling me soft because they heard me calling for a heater. Look,
that's right.
I admit that
Rough
I'm soft.
dog, soft dog.
Yeah, I admit any type of chilly atmosphere, it just does not work for me. Like my fingertips are cold, my feet are cold. We had a guy that works here at the memorial saying, "Matty Ace, you're being soft." And I said, "You're right, player. I am. I am."
Kept saying it too.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a one.
Soft.
It wasn't what a one and done.
Yeah, he hit it 3 or 4 times just to really drive the point home and let me know how soft
really
I am.
Doiling you. He just kept doubling and tripling down on the soft dog.
I got to agree with him.
Tell me why you're so soft. Well, Jen volunteered to kind of build a fire pit for us here.
No, Jen's doing the Lord's work.
I don't know how.
Look, Jen's coming off a great birthday, too. Happy belated birthday, Jen. You deserve to not be
Have
out
a
here
Roth
with
dog,
us,
Jen.
with us yahoos. That's
Have
for
Maddie's
sure.
Roth dog. He's handing them out like funnel cakes at Kings Island.
I was getting my Oprah on earlier. You get a hot dog. You get a hot dog. You get a hot dog.
All right, so let's get back to the leaderboard here. For the people that are listening, maybe on their way to the course, thinking it'd be nice, dry and sunny by now.
Yeah, come on by and
But you guys are gamers, and I love you for it. This week is special. It'll be great no matter what. We're used to this. I said earlier, if you didn't know what year it was, you wouldn't know what year it was because we get one of these mostly every year. Ben Griffin, who I still believe great-great-grandfather was killed by Babe Ruth with a liner to the chest.
You had time to confirm this story.
I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
Did you do any more research on it?
No, I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
Just rolling with your version.
I will buy next week. Next week, that'll be the confirmation. Forget about analyzing the tournament. We'll come in next week. We'll have that. I mean, lined him in the chest, got an infection, formed into tuberculosis. Doc Holliday later. He was gone, but it's a hell of a story if it's true.
Ben Griffin's dad playing with Babe Ruth.
And then the other one that I don't have to confirm that I know, Tony Finau was a fire knife dancer in a previous life.
You know what? I think somebody actually sent us video of this yesterday, but I don't remember seeing any fire on this thing. But yeah, check this out. Here's a little
there knives?
Tony Finau right now. I know this is awesome radio for everybody, but I'm not seeing any fire at the moment. But Tony Finau, he's doing
a sharp stick,
some type of dancing with a stick right there.
Right.
So yeah, I'll buy what you're saying.
Okay,
there.
So Ben Griffin's out on the course. I hope he hangs in there so the story will last. Colin Morikawa, 2 back of him, and then Scheffler, just the most ho-hum little 3 under on the front. They gave 2 back at number 10, then got him back with birdies at 11 and 12, and then bogeyed 14 and parred 15. That's important because he did not birdie 15. So now we'll see how he gets into the house. It does look like he's going to get in here as a top 5 guy going into the weekend which almost means like he's a lock.
Take it to
we'll
the bank. Scotty Vegas and TLC may be laughing to the bank with that plus 280. TLC, did you actually put your money where your mouth is, or were you just talking big when it came to picking Scotty?
Well, first of all, it's not talking that big when you're picking Scotty Scheffler to win.
That's right.
That's not talking big.
But it's
that's
talking
a very
big.
It was
mundane
the way you
money.
were talking. It was the way you were talking, I guess.
Well, here's the way to do it.
High level of confidence, yeah.
Did you put any money on?
No.
Okay.
So that's where the rubber meets the road.
Correct.
That's it. It's did you put enough money on it to make plus 280 mean anything?
Right.
Because I'm not talking about putting $5 on it to win 11. Like we're not in that.
Look at this
like,
big baller ice.
Get you a couple
it's not me.
Plus 280 means something to you. Wow.
It is Anthony Rothman.
No, I'm just saying that.
You got the Browns winning the Super Bowl this year? What kind of odds do you like?
I liked what I gave you.
What are their odds right now to win the Super Bowl?
Oh, please.
No, I'm just curious.
That's amazing.
I love his ad libs.
What are the odds of them?
See.
I'm going to say probably 300 to 1.
Did you see Tyvus tweeting out recently the other day?
No, what did he say?
He said that the Browns could be the 2017 Jacksonville Jaguars. I said, do you mean the team that made it to the AFC Championship game? He goes, no, I'm talking about the regular season. And I'm like, well, that regular season had them in the playoffs. You calling the Browns a playoff team?
Plus 20,000 to win the whole darn thing. Titans, Giants, Browns, all plus 20,000 to win the Super Bowl.
Well, that's about where they should be.
And I think that's where they want to be. If you're the Browns fans want them to be to get your quarterback next year.
Yeah, I mean,
should I say plus 200
again?
What should I say? Plus 20,000 doesn't feel like it's rolling off the tongue the way it should.
Where are you here?
Right here. Plus 200. No.
It's plus 2,000, but it's 200.
200
there
to 1?
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Yeah. It's
plus 2,000.
Yes, so if we took $100 of the Rothman and Ice Sludge Fund and put it on that, we'd get back, what, 2,100? I don't even know.
I don't even think one of the deepest sleepers, like, I don't even know who you could tip me on. That's really deep in the weeds. Like, maybe.
We went through this.
Maybe Dallas?
All the plus money teams.
Yeah.
Only the plus money teams. We felt like who was in that group.
Like, AR, for me, there's only, like, maybe Dallas at plus 6,000 right here.
Yeah, I don't think there's
like you're talking
60 to 1.
60 to 1. Like 60 to 1 for the Cowboys maybe, but then the Steelers 40 to 1. How much does that change if Rodgers hops on that train?
Not a lot compared to what everyone's saying about him.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone thinks he like, do you have the Peyton Manning bite? So maybe get that. Okay, so on Wednesday, it wasn't just a throwaway question at the end of Peyton, but I wanted to get his feeling. Now, I'll give you the disclaimer. When I asked him about his nephew and what's the scouting report on Arch Manning, and he said, I'm the wrong guy to ask for a scouting report. No, Peyton, you're probably the perfect guy to ask. Like, you're not just some uncle that never did anything that's in, like,
you're
carpet
one of the
cleaning.
best.
Right. You're what do you mean you're so he always plays that game. Right. You don't want to put any extra pressure
the bloodline.
So when I asked about Aaron Rodgers, I know I'm going to get kind of the PC answer on this, but I do think there's something kind of important that he says in this answer that I've been touting for a little bit now.
Give me a take on Aaron Rodgers. Is he still capable of leading championship football?
I think so. Look, the guy's super talented, probably has, arguably one of the best arms of all time. He's just kind of elastic. So I don't have any insight on that. Hopefully he gets with the team soon and, kind of gets going. So be fun to see him back out there on the field.
So he said something that I said to you guys a month ago or whatever. I think there's a little magic left in that arm. I think the arm talent is there. It takes a little more than that to be championship caliber. He's going to have to move. Yeah. He's going to have the weapons. He's got to have protection. He's got to have something. And I don't think the Steelers have quite enough to add him and say, okay, they'd even be favorites to win the North. Like, they wouldn't. No. Now, I think if they get him, they have wild card ability. And that's where I would put them. And that's where they've been as a 500 or better football team. So if he stays healthy, and this would be the big debate, is he truly better than Mason Rudolph?
Yes.
Could he? You would
To me, yes.
Yes, so he has a little. There's intrigue. No one is going crazy and saying that Aaron Rodgers can be the MVP that he was. I'm not saying that. I think he has, with his experience and his arm talent, and hopefully his competitive drive still to finish his career the right way, I feel like there's intrigue there, and he raises the floor. That's really it. And if he plays for $10 million, how would you not? Why wouldn't you want to bring him in?
Because I don't think the contract's going to go beyond 2 years. So if let's say if it's a 1-year contract, if you're a Steeler fan, who cares what the money looks like? To me, it's not going to crush you in the future or anything like that. I hear what Peyton's saying. My only, not issue with this, but my question is when it comes to Rodgers is, can he do those good things consistently at this point in his career? And I don't know if that's the case. And so they're really going to have to structure this thing around him and make sure he's got guys that he can really go to consistently. And maybe DK Metcalf will be that guy. There was a report out there yesterday, AR, that when we got done with the show, that I think the Miami Dolphins and the Steelers are in talks right now to possibly have Pittsburgh acquire tight end Jonnu Smith, which makes sense because Smith was with Arthur Smith in Tennessee. So they're trying to, I think, piece together some weaponry, which kind of can lead you down a path of what they're trying to add weapons. Why would you get rid of George Pickens? But maybe that just is the whole relationship was splintered because of everything we've seen from Pickens. But there's rumors out there that they may be adding a tight end in Jonnu Smith, and you pair him with Pat Freiermuth and DK Metcalf, and you may be onto something. But what they really need is Roman Wilson to pop. That's who they drafted to be one of their wide receivers of the future. Calvin Austin's okay. He's a guy that can do things every once in a while, but I don't think he's reliable. But Roman Wilson's one of those young receivers in the AFC North this year that I can't wait to see what he can bring to the field, because the Steelers know how to identify wide receiver talent. We talk about that a lot, and you look at their history. And so if they found a guy in Roman Wilson, who we watched at Michigan do some pretty good things, then that offense will really round into form sooner rather than later.
I think the next biggest one, and this is pretty obvious, that in about 10, 11 days, when there's mandatory mini camp, if he decides to not sign before then, and then he does sign later on in training camp, then I'm all for Joy Taylor's rant. Then that means something to me. Then that means that he just didn't want to work that hard this summer, that he just wants to hop on a moving train in training camp, because I think that is the date.
I love what you're saying, and the other part that's interesting to me about that, AR, is we've had the owner and Art Rooney come out and say they're willing to wait a little while longer.
Rooney.
If this dude isn't signed by mandatory minicamp, where are they going to be at with waiting? Because I think if you get to that point, and if he doesn't want to join the party by mandatory minicamp, you start making calls with Atlanta, and you really, I think, try to figure out how to get Kirk Cousins up to the Steel City.
All right, we're going to come back, and we'll keep you up to date on the leaderboard here, as I hate to break it to you, I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for a while. It is actually getting heavier a little bit.
What do we do to deserve this?
What did we do?
What do we do to deserve this?
There's somebody named Leather Lips you might want to have a little conversation with, and that would give you the answer that you want. When we come back, we'll kind of nail down a little bit on what Larry Fitzgerald said on Wednesday, Matty.
Okay.
When he played, he played the veteran old school card. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Road trip!
This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome,
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $514 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Hi, this is Bob Masheter from Dick Masheter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still 24/7 at masheterford.net. Thanks.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. It's that time of year where your cooling costs are going to go up because you're trying to cool off your house, but the air is escaping out of your inefficient windows. So get them replaced with Window Nation's efficient windows that'll help you save money on your heating and cooling bills. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows free, plus a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows. No money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027, plus a lifetime warranty from Window Nation. 866-90-NATION to get your estimate today, or windownation.com.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
It's almost time for the inaugural 9.71 The Race.
Sponsored by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center.
Run, walk, have a beer with Common Man. Whatever strikes your fancy. Sign up today at 971therace.com.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Day 2 of the Memorial Tournament will have rain and even isolated thunderstorms in the forecast. They will be scattered throughout the day. Otherwise, expect cloudy skies and our highs right around 70 degrees. For tonight, chance of showers overnight with lows in the 50s. And for Saturday, looking a lot nicer. We will see mostly sunny skies and our highs, again, right around 70. For the Fan Eye meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, little Bet365 time, Matty.
Let's do it. At Bet365, ladies and gentlemen, we don't do ordinary. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. They've got a great new sign-up offer just for you. You bet $5, you will get $150 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. So make sure you check out their website. That's easy to use, and download the Bet365 app. Today, I talked about this earlier. Yankees, Dodgers. Those two guys getting after it, two of the best franchises in the sports. I am going with Aaron Judge to hit an anytime dinger at plus 140 today. Are they in L.A. or are they? Yes, they're in L.A. So Aaron Judge on the road, plus 140 to hit a home run.
All right, what if I go with the Matty? I hope I've taught you well.
Yeah, you have.
What is the Nerfy?
The no runs in the first inning.
My man.
There we go.
The Nerfy. Let's go for the Nerfy in the Angels-Guards game. Soriano and Ortiz.
Okay.
It's not great, but I'm just hoping that the weather and the slop and maybe the clamminess, ball not traveling.
No Steven. Is Quan back today? I haven't seen anything on Quan. That's an interesting one. Because the only thing that I have when it comes to the Nerf EARs, you're going through the best hitters.
I know, but they're not settled in yet. Yeah. They haven't seen your stuff.
That's right.
It's the third time.
You could work it that way, too. I like that.
I'm going to go Nerfy.
All right.
I think it's like minus 110 or 120. So give me the Nerfy on the Angels guards, which means just no runs in the first inning.
Let's get into it. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only. You must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to meeting qualifying criteria.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
All right, didn't jump the gun there. We're back. We're on schedule, as they say in football. All right, so the whole Olympics thing in flag football, when this first came out, I gave you my knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that really that prestigious that NFL football players need to go steal a gold in flag football and playground football? And I guess I'm on the wrong side of this because everyone's like, well, let's send our best. Let's get a dream team of flag football players together. And, well, can't we just win it with regular dudes and give them a shot at this? They've been... we got some very talented people.
You ask a fair question, and I think the answer to that would be yes. My entertainment that I want is to have the NFL stars or some NFL stars go over and do that thing. Because I got to be honest, AR, if we find out that NFL players aren't going to do this thing, then I'm not going to watch it. I'm just not going to care. All respect to what those guys have done, the U.S. flag football team, because they seem to be an absolute beast of a unit. But if I don't know any of the guys or there's no headline names.
What about college guys?
It's not going to pull me in. Now, that's interesting. If there were some college guys, would I be entertained by that? Or would I sit down on my couch on a Friday night to watch?
Get a nice Swiss Army knife in there. A guy that can do everything.
I mean, it'd have to be a Jeremiah Smith type of guy. Ryan Williams, Bama's wide receiver. Like, it'd have to be those type of dudes for me.
You know what? This isn't until 28 anyway.
Yeah.
So the guys that maybe we're considering, I know we threw out Tyreek Hill. He may be retired by then.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? But, Larry Fitzgerald, future Hall of Famer. He's going to hear his name called in Canton very soon.
Yeah.
Talked to him on Wednesday, a little walk and talk up the hill. And I thought I was going to get more of a stock, more like, hey, for the guys that are interested in, I'd like to, they should go do it if they have to. The ownership shouldn't have a say in it and all that. He went the other way. Here's Larry on that.
What do you think of the NFLers trying to go flag football in the Olympics? Would that have been something you would have wanted?
No. And if I was the owner of a team, I definitely wouldn't want them playing either. It's just there's so many talented players here that, will have the opportunity to showcase their abilities in the Olympics. I don't necessarily think it's in the best interest of players to be out there. I don't know how State fans would want to see Jeremiah Smith out there running routes in flag football. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you have to protect your organization.
We're selfish as fans, I guess. We want to see the best do it, but there are guys that do flag football for a living, and do you feel like the pros are encroaching on their space a little bit?
I just think it gives them an opportunity. You're making millions of dollars. Like, you live a great life. Let some players that, haven't necessarily had the opportunity to have that and win a medal. I can understand trying to win a gold medal is awesome. Anybody would want to do it.
That's a great answer, by the way, because he went to these guys make millions of dollars.
Look at this.
And
you talk about
why do they have
Adam King just in the rain, polo on, no jacket, no nothing.
Anthony Rothman, not that good looking.
This guy.
Which implies that somebody originally thought I was. So
there's a lot of that back in the day.
Yeah, by the way, when I'm getting back to the studio, TLC, that's going to be deleted. Sorry.
This flag thing that's going on.
The flag thing that's going on is played by an estimated 20 million people in more than 100 countries.
That's awesome. That's cool. That's really cool. I would love to ask Larry Fitzgerald this because I hear what he's saying, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that are with him on that. But if you're Larry Fitzgerald, then we got to completely wipe away the Pro Bowl and guys doing flag football there as well because the league doesn't seem to have a problem with them doing that. And I get that that's a one-off and there's going to be more games played. But if that's the fear of owners, I think then that would have been brought up already. So I really don't know which way this is going to go, AR. It's going to be fun to see which guys actually want to join in on this. TLC, you were saying you got some sound or quotes from Mahomes on possibly getting in on the Olympics, or is it somebody else?
Rap Sheet tweeted this out. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes on potentially playing flag football in the 2028 Olympics. He said, quote, "I'll probably leave that to the younger guys." And a lot of the comments were realizing just how old Patrick Mahomes is, the fact that he even phrased it like that.
This is year 9 for Mahomes, I think, in the league or something like that. How old is Pat, TLC? Where are we at?
He got drafted in 2017, so this would be, year 9 upcoming.
Wow.
Listen, I understand what you're saying. I said before, the owners don't want to say it publicly. They all don't want their guys to play. 100%. But it's the Olympics, and it's playing for country, and it's standing in front of a athlete's dream of maybe winning a gold medal when they never thought they would.
Right.
So no one's going to want to come out and say it, but they're all thinking it. Like, it doesn't seem like that prestigious. These guys play the ultimate football for a living. They play to win Lombardis. I understand. Olympic gold. It means something. And the Olympics are not as traditional as they were when I was a kid. Like, there are other things in it that you never thought would be, quote, Olympic sports.
3-on-3 basketball.
So, I understand. And it's in L.A., so I understand that. You know, it's in our country. And
in LA.
These guys want to do it. So I don't really have any real strong take on it other than I like what Larry said.
Let me ask you
the
this,
other guys that play this, that have a chance to win it, don't make millions of dollars.
I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but we're in L.A.
Don't take the gold medal from them. Like, don't take Deshaun.
I know.
Maybe he should play.
I hear you, AR, but let me hit you with this. Or will you be with me, though? Like, if you have NFL players, I'm assuming you're going to watch, right? If there aren't NFL players, you ain't watching that.
Can't tell you for sure that I wouldn't take a glance, Armstrong, at it and just look at it, but I feel like you're right. I'm not going to deny there'd be more intrigue because there are names of people you know, and you know what would be interesting to know, and I wouldn't know this. Could they get beat?
No.
Okay.
No chance.
So that's not even
I think we're talking dream team dominance. We take our guys over there.
Okay.
And I could be wrong. That's just my gut right now.
I'm sure
I think we're bringing back
that's
the
a
gold
heavy favorite.
for sure.
Because the only risk involved is to send the best and not win, like silver. Like, then you're thinking, was it really all worth it?
That would be awful, man. That would be absolutely awful. But, yeah, I'm glad you keep reminding us that this is 3 years away. Because the vibe around it is that, like, this is going to happen next year. But it is 3 years away. And it will be interesting to see who's in. Like, Mahomes kind of seems like he's kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
I mean, let your boy Brady do it.
But there's listen, he could stand back there and he could spin that thing, but he's not going to be able to have any mobility. But I do think no matter who goes over there, you get any type of talent from the NFL, and it'll be a great showing for the U.S. of A., America.
All right, those are your pre-snap reads for today. When we come back in 2 minutes, maybe the biggest reason that everyone should just stay in school. That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
It's Military Appreciation Month at Coughlin Chevrolet. Get double the GM military discount. Lease a new 25 Chevy Trax, $139 a month or $119 for military. New Silverado, just $349 a month or $309 for military. Now at Coughlin Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Military discount for active reserve and retired military personnel and their spouse. 39-month lease with $39.99 due at signing for Trax. 36-month lease with $49.99 due for Silverado. Plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details and 6-25.
Watching Clorox cleanup spray dissolve tough grime in the shower feels like...
Wait, this really just happened? I'm shocked. Underwear and everything?
It feels like being able to zip up your overpacked suitcase on the first try.
Smooth.
With Clorox, clean feels satisfying. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
97.1 The Fan Memorial Leaderboard Update.
And it's brought to you by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card. Round 2 of the Memorial, Ben Griffin, Nick Taylor, and Colin Morikawa share the lead at 7 under par. Akshay Bhatia, Shane Lowry, and Scotty Scheffler, 3 back at -4. Scheffler knows Muirfield is playing tough.
Yeah, I mean, this place is going to show you what you need to work on going forward for sure. And I love the good tests that we get out here, and this is definitely one of the sharper tests that we see throughout the year.
Only 11 players are under par on this wet Saturday, all Friday, all chasing Ben Griffin, Nick Taylor, and Colin Morikawa at -7. We'll have another report for you next hour, live outside of Muirfield Village. Skip Mossick on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony wore his cleats today. Just in case. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
You could get a little WD-40 out here, a little withdrawal, and I'd be ready to go.
We're almost at pouring status now.
I said to you yesterday or Wednesday, I've never worn golf shoes out here.
No.
But I wouldn't deny someone who wanted to wear them today. The hills, the grass, the slickness.
No.
If you're going to be hiking up those hills, and I'm not talking about metal spikes, I'm talking about like a turf shoe or something that gives you a little bit of stability on these wet, unless you want to just mudslide down the hill. I'm just saying, if you're not just a cart path walker and you do actually hike the hills.
It is hilly out here.
I'm not going to deny somebody that, but I have seen some people come in here, no umbrella, no raincoat, just a quarter zip,
and a polo.
And just getting drenched. Here's a guy right here. Look at this.
What do you
got to get the golf voice on. I mean, he's just I'm already wet. What does it matter?
Blanket.
It's kind of like that scene out of Stripes, when they're in the mud wrestling. You're already dirty. I mean, just get back in there.
Yeah, I mean,
he's already. How much more wet can he get?
I'd just be worried about the old cell phone at this point, those type of things.
Maybe he's running Sans cell phone.
There were 2 guys that walked by in just polos and beers in hand, and that's the only thing that really matters, I'm sure, for a lot of people.
They thought the heavy stuff wasn't going to come down for a while.
Yeah, we're at a point. It hasn't rained any harder than it's raining right now at this moment at 2 o'clock. So, yeah, come on out and get soaked, folks.
If you didn't come out here with an umbrella, and no hat, no hood, no rain jacket, I have to kind of question whether you're plugged into society at all.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, you knew this was coming for about a week.
You left beer on a vibrating bed. What did you think was going to happen?
Exactly.
I mean, you look up, look out your window. So here we are at Muirfield Village.
We're dry.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
It's getting worse.
Cold, man.
It's blowing sideways now.
I had a dude come by and yell at me again.
Yeah.
He did call the 9 to noon guys soft. We love Bo and Reeser and Baker.
Not their call.
He called them soft, and then he hit me with a Matty Ice Go Browns.
Which I looked at you and said, what a insanely stupid insult.
Listen, and I love Browns fans. They're one of the best Browns fan bases in the entire league. But I said, well, thank you for your team in the 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
I'll take that. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I'm not sure where he was going with that.
We do have a rejoin.
He was a little saucy.
The rejoin that says Matty Ice is a fan of the Browns. Scratch that. The old Cleveland Browns.
That's right.
The Baltimore Ravens.
That's right. Guess who wrote that?
You.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I got a tweet that said, I'm with you on the heater. My friend and I canceled our trip to Cleveland tomorrow because of the weather. See, there's some people with me on this. Like, you don't want to be sitting out this stuff. You can call me soft all you want, especially sitting at a baseball game. If you're not under a ledge or anything, you're just getting soaked. It's not fun.
There's another
it's not
one.
enjoyable.
No
what do you
umbrella,
got?
no hood.
Oh, yeah, she's just out
rolling
here.
around.
Yeah,
Speaking of baseball, your team's off to a pretty hot start there, Matty.
What are we doing up there, Rick?
2-0.
2-0, bottom 1. You had T.J. Friedel hit a home run on the third pitch of the game.
Okay.
You had Ellie bang a double. And then he got knocked in by Lux.
Okay.
So,
print the shirts.
No, don't do that yet. Tell you what, Ellie's on a bit of a heater, man. Nice little hit streak going on for old 44.
No raincoat. Got a
not
hat
prepared.
on. I'll give him that.
It's the bare minimum.
Umbrella. He kind of gave you that half smile, like I kind of know. But he was in a medium jog.
Yeah.
So he was headed somewhere.
At least you're not going to say, what did Adam King say yesterday to, someone that was
garbage.
Garbage.
Just what an outfit. Garbage.
Looked at her outfit and said garbage.
Yeah. Well, he's an elite guy.
Oh,
I think that's trash.
$200 doesn't buy him a pair of shoes. I mean, he's the best. Here's the reason to stay in school if you're a great athlete.
Oh, man.
How much money do you think Cooper Flagg cleared in NIL deals during his one season at Duke? And if you've seen this, let me know.
I really haven't. I'm being honest. I have not seen this number. One lap around the track.
Yeah.
Down there is a dookie.
Yeah, just NIL deal. I'll give you some hints. Let's see. Yeah, they were contracts. It wasn't just a one-time thing.
Okay.
He did a.
So you're saying that he's still under contract with some of these endorsements?
No, this is just the 1 year at Duke.
1 year at Duke. I'm going to say Cooper Flagg brought in a cool.
Not an annual. I don't know what this is exactly, but.
Got a Shador soldier in the building right there. He just flashed his watch at me, AR. I'm gonna go. I'm telling you, that's the Shador effect right there. The Shador soldier just walked by, did the Shador celebration.
But he wasn't wearing any orange and fudge.
He wasn't. He had some brown on though.
All
He
right.
did have some brown. Back to Cooper Flagg. I'm gonna say he brought in
his deals with New Balance.
Yep.
Ahead of his first season in the NBA, so he's newest signature athlete there. He did sign his multi-year partnership with Fanatics in January. Nobody knows what he's making for that. And so his estimated NIL valuation of around...
I'm going $12 million.
Yeah, so the estimated valuation of around $5 million with the Blue Devils during his only season of college basketball was the leading number in the sport.
Yeah, makes sense.
But hang on.
Okay, you got a little bit more for me?
This says that he cleared $28 million.
Come on.
In one season at Duke.
Really?
Record-setting NIL haul.
$28
From
million.
just corporations, thing, like anything they could give him.
My goodness.
They gave him. And I'll tell you,
my goodness,
it was all about leaving school for the money.
Because there's even more on the way for him.
You don't have to go.
Even more on the way
Stick
for
around.
him.
No hat.
Pirates.
No rain jacket.
He's a Pirates fan, like TLC.
You waved at him.
I look. I got to show the people love. They listen to the show. We come out here, get some love every now and then. I gotta wave.
A couple other guys.
If he's a Pirates fan like me, then his entire life is already one giant rain cloud, so he's used to this.
These people are just gamers, man.
Oh,
Some
they
of them
really
out
are.
here. It's just, it'd be one thing if it was a warm rain. Then okay.
Correct. It's
the
icy
fact
out
that it's
here.
like a clam bake.
Oh, I can't wait to get to my car and turn the heat on right on my toes, man. It's the first thing I'm doing.
Perhaps get that lower back
I
warmed
got a
up.
heated steering wheel now too.
Maddie,
you saw it.
let me tell you something.
And
I said to Matty Ice this, and this is upper crust stuff, but I said to him, I think that the most underrated accessory option in a vehicle in this climate, if you're not a glove wearer in the winter or anytime, is not a sunroof, not heated seats, not leather, is a heated steering wheel.
I can't wait.
It
just got
doesn't
excited.
make any sense how great it is.
Yeah, I can't wait to test this thing out. Shout out to my folks at McDaniel GM Superstore up in Marion. They got me right. Go get you a whip from them.
Oh, my goodness.
But
all right, 28 mil.
Yeah,
you kids stay in school now.
It's absolutely insane the money that is out there. I remember we had Bobby on, and I forget, he was talking about one of the Buckeyes on the team and that they were going on vacation to Greece, as a college kid. Like, those are the things that you have access to, and it's really impressive, right, when you have these guys that don't get distracted by those things and still respect the grind and put in the work. But how far we've come, it's very eye-opening to see some of these numbers that are out there. But I mean, this was brewing for years and years and years and years, and now I know there's people out there that feel like it's out of control, and I can understand that. How they gain control of this, I don't know. Maybe we need to go down the road of contracts and these guys honoring their contracts. But the TV money that's out there, the amount of money these programs, coaches, and players are now getting, it's definitely some sticker shock, that's for sure.
Since Ryan Gerard joined the program, the kid that shot 69 today out of North Carolina, He went from tied for 24th to tied for 15th.
Okay.
Because of this leaderboard.
Yeah. Or
taking
the
a
Rothman
tumble.
nice curse in a positive way. We cursed the other golfers.
Yeah, we had him on after the heavy. Yeah,
Correct.
when the rain.
We got to take credit for that. We don't take
Listen,
the blame.
we've had guys, though, here's where it's not a curse. Because Adam Hadwin and Denny McCarthy, we've had guys on after they've had a good start in this tournament.
Yeah.
And Hadwin stayed up there.
He did.
All the way to the end.
He's a cool dude. Man.
Yeah. So we've had some guys in there. We'll see if Gerard can stick around. We will update your leaderboard. I told you that Morikawa is 2 under through 4 starting out in this trashy weather. Scheffler is on 18.
Where are our guys that we picked? Oh, I like what I see. Oh, Vic AR, Victor Hovland in the top 15 now. +1. He's long way to go. But I like what I see right there. Our guy Austin Eckroat, he is tied for 28th right now, +2. Had him on the program yesterday. Where is Ludwig Oberg? Okay, not bad.
Even
Not
through
bad.
4.
Good
The
work
cut,
with that.
if you guys are wondering, so 72 golfers in the field, top 50 plus ties will make it to the weekend, and also if you're within 10 shots of the lead. Right now, your cut is looking like +4.
Okay.
And it might stay there, considering the weather and no one making unbelievable moves. The big names that are below that cut line, and it's amazing what he did today, and this is the difference between an amateur and a pro. They're usually, like, their stroke window of what their low is and what their high is usually fairly tight, although they have the ability to go so low that if they have a bad day, it looks awful. Justin Thomas, who shot 80 yesterday, and for a guy of his caliber,
that's pretty rough,
to
right?
shoot 80, have an 8 in front of it is pretty surprising. He came back today and shot 69.
Okay.
11 shots better, and he's one off the cut. So we'll see if he makes it to the weekend. He's the biggest name that's below the cut line right now, I would say. Maybe you could throw in
Thagala.
Thagala came in. I thought he had a little neck problem at the PGA, but he's playing this week. But there aren't any massive names other than Justin Thomas that are below the cut line.
Okay.
Everybody else has a shot at making the weekend, so it should be an awesome time. We'll see what Xander does. I'm not really happy. Xander's +2 through 5. So if he starts going the wrong way, he'd be out. We need Ludwig to make it. We need your boy Vic to make it.
Homa's having an awful
Homa had an awful day. So he shot 68 and then followed up with a 79 today. That's, see?
Brutalness.
How about Justin Rose, former champ, -4 on the day.
I still feel
climbing
bad.
back into it.
I still feel bad for what he went through at the Masters. Couple playoffs in his
Rory?
career. My goodness. I mean, that's tough because that is the tournament. And you get into 2 playoffs in your career at Augusta, and heartbreak comes at you twice. Sickening.
He was one of those guys that was like the can't miss wonder kid coming out when he held it at the British Open. And the fact that he's won here, he's done pretty well for himself. But I agree.
That's tough.
Augusta's different.
No doubt.
And to be on the wrong side of a playoff a couple times is not great.
Oh,
but
man,
I would love to get his career earnings. Because that might make you not feel as bad for him.
We looked up Tommy Fleetwood's earlier, and he hasn't won a single tournament on tour, and he's at 38
I'll tell you what, you think about it, and I'll give it to you next and tell the truth. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. A lot of dealerships not stocking much inventory right now because of reasons. But at Jermaine Lexus, they have new inventory arriving every day. Get what you want when you want it. Lease the all-new NX350 for as low as $389 per month. How about rates as low as 3.99% up to 48 months and 4.49% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
We've discovered the perfect morning ritual, the 2 for $6 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. Every sandwich is made to order with a freshly cracked egg and melty cheese, just the way breakfast should be. Choose between savory sausage or hickory smoked bacon, served on a toasted English muffin or flaky biscuit. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches, just $6. Perfect. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, single item at regular menu price. Modifications and tax extra. Exclusions and additional terms apply.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. From sold-out stadiums under Friday night lights to more than 100,000 screaming fans on the banks of the Olentangy, America's football capital is right here in Ohio. But the greatest football players and coaches of all time live up the road in Canton at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And a trip there should be on every football fan's list. Go to 971thefan.com/goldjacket and enter to win a VIP experience to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ignite the passion. Relive the glory.
Need a new heating or cooling system? Booking a free in-home estimate with Logan Services is easier than ever. In just minutes, you can schedule your appointment on our website. It's fast, simple, and hassle-free. Book a time that works best for you. We offer appointments throughout the week and on weekends. And next-day installation is available now. When you need help, we're here for you. With a home of fast, friendly service, Logan Services.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hey, look, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
You know what I love the most about your store?
What's that, common man?
The way you treat people. You get to know your customers. That's why they keep coming back. No sleazeballs around. Just good, clean boys and girls selling jewelry.
Stop in and see the difference for yourself.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. It's where Columbus gets engaged. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Ohio State's experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. When your illness or injury can't wait, the choice is clear.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, Kroger brand 80% lean ground beef is on sale. 3-pound rolls are only $3.77 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Now buy 4 windows, get 4 free. Plus a free entry door with a house of windows. Visit windownation.com.
All right, before we do Tell the Truth, let me tell you 3 things.
Talk to me.
Thank you. Let me give you 3 things. One, whenever I hear them do the get your bears here, I think of her, get your beers here. Like I think we're at a ball game, and, it's bears for Nationwide Children. Get your bears here. Get your beers there. That's number one. Number 2, Justin Rose career money.
Okay.
Let's see if you can Price is Right this thing. Because if you go over, you know what happens. They boot you off the show.
Justin Rose. Now, he's won a major, correct?
He won the U.S. Open back, I don't remember exactly
so
what
I'm
year,
sure we're starting with a floor of a few $1 million. I'm going to say in total, Justin Rose has made $80 million on tour.
You'd be off the show. You're over.
$65 million.
Yeah, that's closer.
Where are we at with Justin Rose?
It's funny because you teased me. You said we got to start with a few million, and then you jump to 80.
Well,
So
I just had Tommy Fleetwood not winning at all at $38 million.
Yeah.
And I know Justin's won at least a few tournaments.
We're at
on tour.
a tad under $70 million.
My
so
goodness.
for
No wonder these guys are always in good moods.
Exactly. And they don't have to pay for the milkshakes either.
They really don't. They just walk
Don't
right
pay
in.
for anything.
And then, like, you get all the sponsors.
Isn't that what happens, Maddie? You know, you act like, what was that in Swingers? You act like you don't need the blank, and then they give you the blank for free.
And then they give you
like that's the rule of life.
Yeah.
All right, TLC, take us home.
All righty, so Joel Klatt on his podcast earlier this week, he dropped an interesting concept where in this new playoff format, and we're trying to figure out what is the real value of conference championship games. Do they matter? Do they not matter? How does it affect the seeding? Should it not affect the seeding? Whatever. He had an interesting one, and of course it definitely affects my interest, as he says that Notre Dame should always be forced to play a 13th game.
You know what didn't sit well with me? Just this idea that Notre Dame can just play their regular season and then not have to play on championship game weekend, not have to play a play-in game. Everybody else is playing. Everybody else that would get these spots would be earning their way in an access-based model, except for Notre Dame. Well, that didn't sit well with me. And I was like, well, what could we do there? And I thought about it, and I was like, oh, got it. Notre Dame would play if they were in the top 14 in the country, right? So they would have to qualify for play-in weekend. And if they were, they would have to play that weekend too. Guess who they would play? The highest ranked remaining team that is not playing in their conference play-in weekend, which is, from last year, Ole Miss. So all of those games we'd be giving you in the first week of December, and Ole Miss would have a chance. And that could be from any conference. The highest remaining team that is not playing in their play-in weekend in their conference would go play Notre Dame. And now Notre Dame's having to earn in an access-based model their at-large spot. So you don't even have to call it the Notre Dame at-large spot. It's just like, that's a play-in game.
You down with it?
Well, the ominous music kind of gave it a little more juice for me, but
And the emphasis on knots early on there. I hear what he's saying.
Of course you do.
I'm a visual learner, so I would need to see that on paper to see the pieces moved around. But his case of them not having to play on championship weekend is where he started to win me over, because that does make a lot of sense. Make them earn it a little bit more and go out there and put something on the line when all these other programs around the country will be doing the same thing.
Maddie, your face is my case. I would say that he's on to something.
Yeah,
if we're going into this expanded playoff, and if these championship games survive, and they get to just sit back and not have to gamble their seed or their spot or anything like that, or injury for sure. Now, a lot of these schools like the gamble of playing another one because of the money and being in those championship games. And these ADs are counting that cash, and they're willing to do it. I understand from Ohio State's standpoint last year, and you can say it now because it meant something, that not playing against Oregon and Indy and getting your revenge there, which I thought they would. They wound up getting their revenge in the Rose Bowl, because I remember after they lost by a half a second, 1 point, I said, just bide your time. You'll get them in Indy. Think about the home field advantage you would have had in Indy playing them in the Big Ten championship. But he's on to something that Notre Dame's free ride into this thing without being in a full-fledged conference is not going to be right.
All right.
Would you ever consider playing for the Saints?
No. Today's Caster Connection fan poll: would you be willing to move Ohio State, Texas to primetime if it meant having to air the game on Peacock?
Yeah, I have no issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a little inconvenient, but we'd find a way. And you know what? I mean, listen, if they did that, how many more subscribers would they get? Like, you want to talk about having the carrot on the end of the stick. Put Texas and Ohio State on Peacock, and all of a sudden anybody who doesn't have it will now have it. So, of course, that it doesn't really do any. That's not a problem.
Locked in. Yeah,
like Maddie and I have always said, tell us when the time the game is. Tell us where it is. We'll be there. We'll watch it. Yeah. We're not one of these guys that say, everything's got to be just so aligned. Right. We got to talk about how much, what ratings are getting and all that. Just that's not my business.
And I'm looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavatier, which means that we are just about out of time.
It's been a good ride. If you guys miss anything from our show, wherever you get your podcast, you can always catch up by just typing in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the old Rothman and Ice podcast as well. Bet365 is our wonderful sponsor of the podcast.
My goodness, we made it. We toughed it out. Manny was called soft many times, but somehow he made it. The Roth Dog and the Soft Dog. That is the new show. And Jen, great job. Cam, amazing. If you ever want to go to the pro shop and find something, take this guy with you.
Cam got that drip.
He'll set you right.
Got the drip.
Get in the Champions Pavilion, have a beverage, but stay close because Timmy Hall, who decided to go on YouTube before his show, is now going to be back on full face, full frontal. Maybe that's your show. Tim Hall, full frontal, coming up at 3 o'clock. TLC, great work. Have an awesome weekend, and enjoy the Memorial on the Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and, of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
Introducing Ice Cream Quakes from UDF. Big chunks of your favorite candies and cookies blended with real UDF ice cream. Made the way you want. Real creamy, real chunky, real. Ice Cream Quakes. New from United Dairy Farmers.
Watching Clorox cleanup spray dissolve tough grime in the shower feels like...
Wait, this really just happened? I'm shocked. Underwear and everything?
It feels like being able to zip up your overpacked suitcase on the first try.
Smooth.
With Clorox, clean feels satisfying. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
To...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com to get started. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Broadcast